Yeah, so I'm going to pretend like this isn't my first try and unmute myself like halfway through. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you letting me know there. Zoom is actually smart enough, I guess, to realize that my lips are moving, but no sound is coming out of them because it notified me. So basically, all I was saying was thank you guys for attending live here. Let me know in the chat where you're from, what country you're from. Um, just kind of get an idea of where everybody is from, and mostly to try and be um, respectful of your time. And I know that it's either really late or really early in the morning, depending on where you're from. It's almost just impossible to appease everybody when you're trying to do something live all around the world. So I apologize for that. Um, Next thing, we got a chat box, and then we got a Q&A box. So, and I have them pulled up over here on my other monitor. So if you see me going like this constantly, it's to make sure that everything is working right, audio, video wise. So um, if you could, if like when you have questions throughout the training here, put them in the Q&A box. That way I don't miss them in the chat. If you guys are welcome to use the chat any way you want to. If you want to, connect with each other, if you got questions or you want to, you see a buddy on here, whatever, just, use the chat for that. Um, and I'm just asking, please, to put all the questions in the actual Q&A box. There's two different areas, a chat box and a Q&A box. So that way I don't miss any of the actual questions. And I think I said it when I was muted, but um, I will stay on here as long as it takes to answer all these questions. Um, Again, this is a training webinar. So like, I feel like in the internet marketing space, you have to like define you have to define what this is going to be, what it is for people when they show up to this and they devote, a couple hours of their Friday night, for me, um, to learn something. I feel like when people call things a webinar, almost everybody in the marketing world knows like it's a sales pitch in disguise. So um, that's not what this is. Um, it's just not me. Uh, I was actually just telling my wife this like 10 minutes before I came back in the office here, that I had slides created for to sell the product that I'm selling, the new version of the Newsletter Academy, and I pitched them. It's the same exact thing that I did later last year when I released the 3 minute ads coaching program. I did the same exact thing. I got like all caught up in the got to use a webinar to sell your product, and you got to do this perfect webinar and just include all of these slides in here so that you check all the boxes psychologically and build up their desire and curiosity, and don't teach too much and hold back a lot of the content. So I'm just not comfortable doing that. It's not not who I am. So I just ditched all the slides. It was probably about 90 slides that I spent a good 2 to 3 days working on, and just completely read them. So what you're getting here tonight is a zero sales pitch webinar. The only thing that you're going to see here at the bottom, in the bottom left corner of every single one of these slides, is going to be a link, really a call to action, that to kind of thank you guys for being subscribers. So everybody that's on this webinar, unless somebody shared it with somebody else, is fine. So like 99.9% of the people on this webinar, they are going to be subscribers of mine. Sorry, I was looking at questions and messing me up. Everybody on here is a subscriber, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I'm literally doing this webinar for you. This entire thing is designed for you. It is not designed to be taken and used for a VSL later on and just copy and paste it onto a sales page. I'm doing this as a training, while at the same time launching what is now going to be called Newsletter Secrets. It's the quote unquote version 2 of the Newsletter Academy, which I first launched back in 2015. Everything in Newsletter Secrets, almost everything, I say everything, but I mean, it's like, I would say 95% of it is brand new stuff I never shared in Newsletter Academy. It's been 6 years. So a lot has happened in my businesses. New businesses have spawned off of the old ones or existing ones, new traffic sources, new conversion methods, everything. There's just so much new stuff that I didn't want to just do a revised version of that, because that just was such a high level overview of what I was doing anyway. So I felt like it deserved an entire training to be taught for it. So that's what Newsletter Secrets is. So again, this is a zero sales pitch webinar. It's just 100% training. I am going to tell you a little bit of my story because I feel like it is, it's important for you to understand how I learned about this stuff and how I validated it, so that you don't have to, wonder if I'm just making stuff up. So that's the only reason you're going to hear a little bit of my story here in a little bit. But again, every slide is going to have this box here, this box that's in the middle of the screen. It's going to be at the bottom left of every single slide on this training tonight. It's going to be just there out of the way, just so you can. It's a reminder that what I'm doing is giving you $100 off today. This is a today only. It's February 26th, 2021, 4:08 my time. So again, that $100 off is a true, like, handing you a $100 bill out of my pocket, because from here on out, this training is going to be $100 more than what it is on that page. So at any time, feel free to go over there, to open a new window, and snag your $100 off. Just a thank you from me to you for being a value subscriber. So the other thing, if you purchased, since these are only my subscribers, if you purchased the first version of Newsletter Academy, I saw your question, Richard. If you purchased that, you should have received an email yesterday with a special link. So this is a link. This is a link. This is beyond the $100 off for subscribers. So you should have gotten a link. If you did not get a link, please send me an email and send it to. Let me type it in here. That's just easier for you to copy and paste. Send me an email here for V1 discount link. And I promise, as soon as this is over, I will email that to you. That link is good for another 7 days. And so if you've already purchased Newsletter Academy, the first version of this, you really shouldn't be purchasing from this link that's on the screen right now. You should be purchasing from the link that I emailed you. If you didn't get my email yesterday, send me an email to the one that I just put in the chat box. Let me know you didn't get the email. I'll give you the link. That link is good for 7 days. For everybody else that's on this webinar, this $100, this is basically just a free $100. I'm doing this just to thank you guys for being subscribers. This is good today only. The $100, basically a $100 bill I'm handing to you throughout the rest of today, February 26th. This is, and I should have said on here, Eastern time. So based on Eastern time, because it's just a countdown timer scheduled to automatically redirect. So after that, it goes back up $100. But again, I just want to thank you guys so much for being subscribers. It does mean a lot to me, and I feel like a lot of list owners don't really ever get too personal and reach out and actually thank the subscribers that are giving up their inbox real estate. So that's really what I wanted to do here. So just a quick reminder here, you don't need it, but kind of a funny way to just give you a chance to get settled in. You know, if you need to get to grab a drink or something, or, you know, I would recommend getting a pen and paper, because I really hope that you're going to learn something here. There's a lot of content in this, and please ask questions, because the questions will help me to improve the sales presentation that I create for people who don't know me. And I need those questions. I'm relying on you guys um, to you know, to ask me questions that I just didn't cover in here. That's really what I want, so that I can make sure I kind of check all the boxes off. So there will be a replay. I saw somebody ask that question, so um, I will be posting this up. As soon as Zoom lets me, you know, download the recording, I will be posting it onto a replay page. So yes, there will be a replay. All right. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of this stuff so that I know, like, I got everything checked off. All right, cool. Jason, hey man, I appreciate you already buying version 2. Love it. A lot of sorry, I'm just going to the chat box. I told you guys to put your country and everything in here. I didn't even acknowledge it, so I'm just going through here. We got, well, you guys can see this, but New Zealand, Texas, Illinois, Texas. Tim, hey Tim. Daryl, hey Daryl. Hey Daryl. I was actually going to wait until later, but based on your recommendation, I bought this book. And so I got a couple other books over here I was going to show you guys later, but Daryl has been a subscriber for a long time. This is a really, really, really good book. So if you get a chance to grab it, I would. I just bought it off Amazon. Haven't made probably halfway through yet, but good stuff. Thank you, Daryl. Cool. Sacramento, California, Colorado, Texas, Indiana, Canada, China. Wow. Hey, Jason. Hey, what's up? North Carolina, Chicago, Canada, OZ. Steve, that's like, I'm going to mess it up. I'm not good at like geography like that. I want to say New Zealand, but yeah. Brian, what's up? California. Cool. John, hey, John, what's going on? Newsletter Academy was awesome. Yes, thank you, sir. Cool. All right, guys. All right. Hopefully everybody got a chance to settle in. Let me take a quick drink here. Cool. Got to do it for the lawyers. Just because you're on this webinar doesn't mean you're going to make basically $24,000 a day. I have to say it. You know, I can't. I don't want anybody to think that you know, like just being here means that you're going to get rich tomorrow, mate, and like you're going to wake up and 24 grand is going to be in your bank account. It's like just not how it works. You got to be mindful of like reality, I guess. Like when I first got started, when I was making $0 online, my first goal was 500 a month, and that was like, you know, I could pay a couple bills, maybe a car payment, something like that. So, like you got to think of that stuff. I see a couple of guys asking. Sorry, I should have said. Name of the book is Flipnosis. It's called Flipnosis: The Art of Split-Second Persuasion. Richard Wiseman. No, Kevin Dutton. Sorry, Richard Wiseman is the guy that had the quote on there, but I can't really hold it. There we go. There we go. Good book. So when you're thinking of like a goal, I want to make X grand a year. You know, if a lot of people say 100,000 because it just seems doable, or not really. Well, doable, yes. It maybe is the next jump up from what you were, you know, making now or something. The best way to look at it is on a per day basis. What, like, to make 100 grand, what do I need to make? And that actually breaks down to about $274 a day. It seems more achievable that way. So I just want you I would put that in there because I want you to think about that when you're going through this training tonight or today. And it's kind of like daytime. I don't know. Just to kind of keep you leveled. I don't want you, I'm not a pie in the sky type of person, which is one reason why I redid the entire slides for this thing, because it was too, I had to be careful with my word choices, but it was too salesy for what I'm comfortable delivering to somebody. I can write sales copy for a product and I can write it very well. Being on video and trying to sell something, I'm not that type of person. I'm more just a genuine, like, t-shirt, like shorts. It's like, you're not going to get anything fancy with me. So I just want you to understand that there is no such thing as push button or quote unquote overnight riches. Um, the This stuff, it takes work, it takes time, but the biggest thing with this is, guys, is consistency. Like, just do it. Just once a day, do what you got to do. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. Do it once a day for a year. Like, just do that. Just get up and do what you're supposed to do for once a day for a year. Something good will come of it. You don't even have to do it for a year. Like, the first thing is like doing it for a week. And then once you've done it, you're like, man, I just did that. I got up and I did this for 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day for the whole week. Then it's a month, then it's 3 months, 6 months, a year. Eventually you will get to the point where you have something tangible. It's an asset. That's really what I'm teaching you to build here, is an asset. So let's go through here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. So I just wanted to put this on here so you know kind of exactly, like, I'm not lying, first of all. I currently have 8 email businesses, each one making between $50 and $23,599 per day. So they vary, every day is different. That's the range though. Like, I'm not going to just tell you like, oh yeah, I made 100 grand a day one time with one of my businesses. This right here is a real number. I'm about to show you. Um, the picture over here is my dad, actually. It's one that I use this picture on an exit pop-up on our blog, just because it's like a kind of a pattern interrupt. But I felt like it was a good picture for the earnings disclaimer slide. So it's actually the 23,599 per day is in the business that I am partners with him in. So just real quick, who am I? How am I qualified? My name is Dustin McRorty. Since 2010, I've sent more than 100 million emails across all 8 of my email businesses. I actually just took the time to figure this number out a couple of days ago, because I never really did. And I was just curious. I'm like, I bet I've sent a lot of emails to people over the years. And after adding it up, it like shocked me. I never really would have imagined it would have been over 100 million, but it was. I just to kind of show you, who I've learned stuff from. This is a great group of people right here. Justin Brook right there, his wife. Ed O'Keefe, who is a guy that kind of one of the main guys that started supplement type things online. John Belcher, who is an amazing marketer, and some really fun people back here. Ray, just a lot of cool guys. Graham from Ad Skills, love these guys. So this was an Ad Skills training I went to. Ed right there. And then at the Wizard Academy is Ryan Dice, who was teaching a class there in Austin here. I'm not like showing you this stuff to show that I'm like not bragging. I'm not saying I'm on the same level with these guys. I just want you to realize that you're getting advice from somebody who has been doing this since 2010. I've seen inside of 9-figure businesses. I've seen how they work, how they function, everything that could go wrong and how and what does go wrong. I was in masterminds with these guys. I've heard it all. So just because I chose to not build that type of business, it doesn't mean that I'm not experienced enough to, or, whatever. The biggest thing is just letting you know that I'm kind of qualified to teach you how to start your own newsletter business, just from the fact that I've been through this before. it wasn't easy to begin with. After high school, um, didn't know all through high school, you're pressured to figure out what you want to do. I just had no clue. No clue because nothing like lit a fire in me. So I decided to go to like a technical, well, not really technical, it was a computer school, and got certified in a few different programs and hardware stuff and um, networking stuff, and just still wasn't in love with it. So somehow got into the building materials industry and was selling lumber, um, but it just wasn't making me enough money. So in 2009, 2010, I kind of started to realize like I'm not going to be able to make enough money to do what we really want, uh, and really what we desire as a family. So I needed to figure out what else to do. We had moved from Ohio to Texas or Houston area in 2006 because we really love Texas, and I moved and found a job. Then I got promoted up to a manager job there, and just it wasn't what I wanted. I thought I wanted to be an outside salesperson, so I jumped ship and went to a new company there. And then about a year later, I got wind of them saying that they were closing down too. So uh, luckily, at the same time, my dad had offered me, uh, the role of taking over his internet company in 2010. So we ended up moving back to Ohio, and I think these slides are out of order. I don't know, but anyway, my dad, me and my dad are 50-50 partners in his the gardening business that he started back in 1999. I took over the internet side of things 2010, and I realized like, an email list is really what you need if you want to be successful and not like be working 80 hours a week. Like it's an asset that you can literally almost entirely automate and provide you with an incredible life that I would have never gotten in any job. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. I would have never been able to have the same life I have now if I were one of those people. And I barely work. Like I feel incredibly guilty for the little amount of time that I do work. But it's kind of like the whole work smart, not hard thing. So that's when I realized, when I went to work with him that like I needed to, like, that's awesome, working with him and we're running still 50-50 partners in that business, but the dang thing runs like 99% on its own. I just have a lot of free time and I want to be able to, have my own. I want something to call my own, a business that I can call my own. And I know it has to be email related. Um, what you're looking at on the screen is actually a website I created earlier in 2010 before I even, you can see February 2010 is when I wrote some of this stuff. I had no idea that the email side of it was the secret yet. So I tried this affiliate website promoting like a $13 Disney World ebook on ClickBank, and I made a sale. I think I made a single sale. Didn't drive any traffic to it with paid traffic or anything. It just, I think I was sharing it on a couple of forums and stuff, and somebody ended up purchasing through my link, and I thought like I hit the jackpot, like I was like going to retire when I saw that commission in ClickBank. And then all of a sudden, the product just disappeared from the ClickBank marketplace, and I was like, "Oh crap!" I built this entire website and basically a business around this product that is no longer there, and I have nothing to sell now. So point is like you can run affiliate campaigns and with paid traffic, and you may make a lot of money doing it, but it will never be long term. It's never guaranteed. Tomorrow is never guaranteed, whether it's life or whether it's with like an affiliate campaign. You can wake up and find out that the offer was ripped off of the marketplace. So I realized that very quickly. And then kind of that's when I discovered my dad's, secret pastime is how I put it. He started this business. What you're looking at on the left is his homepage, which was he made this homepage in Microsoft Front Page in, I don't remember what year it was. He registered the domain as freeplants.com in 1999. I don't know when he actually built the site, but I knew he was spending a lot of time on the computer when I was, getting older as a teenager, and I just had no idea what he was doing. He was building a gardening website, and the whole entire thing was really just surrounded by a newsletter. The whole point of it was to get people onto the email list so that he could email them and sell products. So the email that you're looking at on the left, this right here, this link right here, this link ended up turning into almost $90,000 for him. So this was just this was sent on November 3rd, I believe. So here's the number that I pulled from here. So again, this is the business that I'm partners with him in. We still do have really, really, really good days like this. But it's when we're having some kind of promotion. That's what he was doing here. But just imagine sitting down at your computer and logging into like Aweber, which is the email program we use, and just typing this quick message and sending it and making $90,000. This is about 50,000 something, but this promotion right here ended up being about $90,000. That's life-changing stuff. And that's when I realized when I came to work with him, I had no clue that he did any of this. This was 2008. Had no clue that he was doing stuff like this, and I had no clue how to do it. And I still wouldn't know how to do it if he didn't ever ask me to come back and run the internet side of the business. So I owe a lot to him for giving me that opportunity. But I also feel like I owe it to a lot of other people to teach this stuff because it is so life-changing. So like I said, May 2010, moved that family back from Texas to Ohio and took that side of the business over. And I was, after he showed me the numbers and how it worked, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's really all I needed to do, was build my own email list. And I thought that that's all I had to do. But it was obviously not right. Because what am I going to share with people? I don't have any knowledge or experience or expertise or anything other than like knowledge of lumber to share with anybody at the time. So I was kind of stuck. Like I felt like I could build up this email list, but I would feel like a fraud, trying to fake knowledge and expertise. My dad had decades worth of experience. He was on the cover of Mother Earth News, like you see here, and tons of others. He was on a couple different TV shows. So after seeing that and realizing like, okay, I want to build an email list. I need to, but what am I going to be able to share with anybody? Because everything I knew was like, nobody wants to know any of that stuff. It's just stupid stuff. They're not going to pay for that. They're not going to listen to me or whatever. So it's kind of like back to the drawing board. And I had to figure out what I could do to make money in email. So something hit me, and me and my dad went to the Traffic and Conversion Summit in 2012, which is Ryan Dice's digital marketer company. You can't see us in this picture. I just took a screenshot during a video, but we were over here somewhere. It was over in this part of the area, part of the room. Ryan and Perry Belcher and Ryan Dice were sitting on stage and talking about email marketing. And they mentioned this guy by the name of Andre Chaperone. And he created this product called Autoresponder Madness. Perry was saying, like, I don't remember Perry's exact words, but they were something along the lines of, yeah, he does something with affiliate stuff. I don't know, but he's a genius with email marketing. So, but when he said something about doing affiliate stuff, like I perked up because I'm thinking, at that point, I've heard of affiliate marketing. It's something that I knew that I was interested in, but I didn't know how to connect it to email. So later that night, up in the hotel room, I went back to my computer and I bought Autoresponder Madness. You can see it's actually Valentine's Day, 2012. And I went through Andre's entire course, and like, again, another life-changing moment going through that, and having him kind of like walk me through how to promote affiliate products. But there was still like a huge problem. Um, you literally have to be like a copywriting genius to be able to make that system work for you. And at the time, I was absolutely not. I had no clue how to write anything. Um, just thought that you had to use the typical like face to face selling strategies, and trying to write that down. Like, I had no idea how to do any of it. And Andre made it seem so easy, even though he was like a dyslexic kid all growing up. He just made it seem so easy writing. But I struggled really, really badly trying to figure out how to make that work. And again, just had to go back to the drawing board. So trying to figure out like, and this is the slide on the screen is describing pretty much everybody on my email list that has replied into me and said, Dustin, this is great, but how can I do this if I have no experience or expertise or no knowledge or skills to share with anybody? How can I do this if I suck at writing sales copy, or I don't like writing emails, or English isn't my native language? Um, I had to figure that out myself as well. And it isn't easy. Like, it was incredibly hard, and it took me a long time to figure it out. I had no idea. I tried every single thing, like trying to think about how could I achieve the same effect from what my dad does, and then also what Andre does. Like, how can I combine the best of both worlds into one system that anybody on the planet Earth could use? Um, and eventually, after trying a bunch of different things, I did actually figure it out. I tested it in a niche that I had never been in before. I knew absolutely nothing about, something that did interest me. I will say that's kind of a caveat, is for me personally, I need to at least be interested in whatever it is I'm doing, because otherwise it will not keep my attention. I just can't do it. I won't be interested in it long enough to be able to actually follow through and do it. And get up every day or every week or whatever, and put the time and effort in that it takes to get content out or whatever. So yeah, I need to be interested in it. That was the thing. So, but it was something I'd never been in. I didn't have any knowledge in. It just interested me, so I chose it because it was kind of a way for me to vet whether what I came up with would work, and it did. By the end of the first week, I had a list of over 500 subscribers and made $2,000 in profit. So it did work, and it took me a long time to figure that out, though. So that's really the main reason that I'm doing this, and why I created Newsletter Academy. So a Newsletter Academy in 2015 was a training that kind of covered everything that happened in my life from 2012 to 2015. It was September 2015 that I released the first Newsletter Academy. That training is everything I did during that time that worked. Whether it's affiliate stuff, whether it's the gardening stuff with my dad and I's gardening business, anything that is about email that anybody can do. That's what I'm teaching. So if you're like on this webinar and you just have no idea what an email newsletter business is, and how it would make you money, I want to be able to explain that for you now, because you're like kind of pointless for you to sit on here if you have no idea what I'm even talking about. So a newsletter business, I don't think, yeah, I did set it up. Sorry. This is basically what you are. You're a virtual paper boy or girl. So you remember the kid that drove the kid that got up at five in the morning or whatever and threw newspapers on the back of his bike, rode around the neighborhood and chunked them into the people's yards and on the roof and everything else. That's who you are. You're literally getting paid to send emails to people, and it's information they want to receive. Period. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that the information that you are sending to them is information you created. You are literally just sending them information that they want to consume. Period. End of story. You're getting paid to do that. That's in the easiest way I can explain this business. That's it. You're getting paid to send people information they want to consume. So who is this for? Again, that it's what I created this entire business around is me, is the person who came from a working role, a blue collar type role initially, and then moved into management, which was like 50 grand a year management, and then an outside salesperson in a blue collar industry to I have no idea. I had nothing that I could share or that I felt like I could share knowledge with anybody, no experience or expertise, no specialized knowledge. When you look at like all these other internet marketing courses, they're like, you got to pick a niche inside of the big three, and the big three categories are health, wealth, and relationships. So health, wealth, and relationships. You got to pick a niche inside of one of those three. Otherwise you won't ever make any money. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm married. I mean, who's going to pay me money because I'm married? Like nothing made any sense to me. And so that is literally what I created the initial newsletter academy for, and what this newsletter secrets training is all about. So the answer, who is this for, is for anybody. It really is for anybody. I've actually had a few people email me before that went through Newsletter Academy that have email lists, over 100,000 people. And they took something that I taught in that Newsletter Academy course and they made a ton of money with it. Because the truth is, if you have an email list, you're not getting as much money out of it as you possibly can. Most people don't. They're either afraid to email too much, or when they do email, they're doing it the wrong way. So just one little tweak or trick with your existing email list, and I promise you will make exponentially more money. So this really can work for just about anybody. So the opportunity is simple. It's starting an email newsletter business. And people want to know, like, why should I do this right now? You released this initial course 2015, and it's 6 years later. There's no way that this crap works still. I just got done telling you that my dad registered his domain name in 1999. And I think it was maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But I woke up like I always do. I came in here, logged on. First thing I do every day is just check stats from the day before. The day before, we had made almost $5,000 in that business. And it was a Sunday. I didn't work. And I know he didn't work, at least not on that business. He was probably over at his plant nursery messing around with donkeys and doing stuff like that. But he wasn't doing anything with the online business. Like this is evergreen. It will forever be evergreen. It's an asset that you can build once and make money from forever. Excuse me. So the why now, the typical thing with internet marketers is, does this work today? Does this still work? Yes. So ask me 5 years ago, ask me today, ask me 5 years from now, I will say yes, because it's an asset, and it's not using anything that will change in any amount of time. Email is always going to be a thing, just like walking out to the front of your house to your mailbox. Like, when were mailboxes invented? You know, you get mail there every day. You go out and you check it. Email is the same thing, except it's electronic mail. So that the reason, or the medium that you are using to send people information and advertisements is not going to change. It will always work. Um, the difference is, so I got to answer some of these questions. Why now? Um, People want information tailored to them and sent directly to them. So I think the next thing, yeah, privacy has become a huge issue within the last month or two. So, since the election, on a little bit before the election, privacy is a huge issue. Some of the huge big tech companies are getting sued by the FTC because of the stuff they're doing. People are fleeing from social media channels because of the lack of trust there. It's getting more and more difficult to consume information about something that you truly care about, um, and know that it's coming from a reliable source. That's probably the biggest thing. Um, and this is something that I say to a lot of people in my coaching programs when they say, like, it doesn't take a long time to build an email list. Is it going to take me a long time to make money? Um, the answer is no to both of those, which you'll see here in a little bit. But when you think about something that is an asset, like, do you think that you can just go to the store and buy something that's going to just make you money? You just buy it. Well, like, you go up to, whatever, Target, Walmart, whatever, and you just go and you give them $100, and then you set the thing down on your desk, and then tomorrow you hope that it spits out $100 bill. Every day it just spits out $100 bill. Like, people in the internet marketing world feel like they've been promised that so much that it is a reality, but it's not. You have to physically build the asset yourself. Then it will spit out $100 bills nonstop, without any input from you, without anything having to do with you waking up. Nothing. You will make money when you sleep. I think it was Warren Buffett that said, you will never be rich, or you will never find true wealth until you find a way to make money while you sleep. And I 100,000,000% believe that. That's what I'm teaching you here. I love this Chinese proverb: the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. That's exactly what this is, guys. One of the ways that I tried to change this quote, or this quote around, is every day that you don't spend building your email list is a day you will regret a year from now. Because if you haven't done something today to put somebody onto your email list, you are literally costing yourself thousands of dollars a year from now. That can't be more true. So here's the wrong way to try to do this. This is what we're actually taught to do from the gurus: is, like, you got to have your own products. You gotta create all of this stuff on your own. You don't need to. So what you're looking at on the right there is actually a thing that I spent quite a bit of time on a number of years ago, thinking I need to have a webinar funnel. I needed to create my own product to sell on that webinar. And then I needed to have an upsell. And then I needed to have these automated doohickeys and tags and stuff applied. And I needed to have all my own sales copy and write it all, and all the automation. And I had to figure out how to become a master of paid traffic, and do A/B split testing, and have like $5,000 out of pocket and 6 weeks to waste before I could do anything and build an asset. That is absolutely not the case, guys. It just isn't. 100%. Like, I don't care if you ever pay me a penny. I want you to understand you don't have to do any of this on the screen. You do not have to. You don't. Instead, build an email list. I don't care if you don't have any knowledge, any experience, nothing. Put up a squeeze page, give them something for free, then just send them emails that are useful to them. In the emails, You include ads for products that you get paid a commission on, period. Like I literally just gave you the secret to everything right there. You don't need to do anything else. That's it. You don't need to do this stuff. Like the guys that are teaching this stuff are very knowledgeable guys. They're guys that know what they're talking about, but this knowledge is not for you. This is for people who have things to share that are specialized knowledge and skills, like fitness instructors and people that want to teach how to do gardening or anything. Doesn't matter what it is. That's for them. They need to do that. If you want to sell your own information products and have a membership site and build all of that stuff, then like this is not the right training for you guys. It's not. You don't need to do any of that crap to build an email newsletter business. You don't. So to go along with that follow up a little bit, here are some of the common myths that I hear from people quite a bit, almost daily, about why I shouldn't be building an email list. When I tell them, seriously, every single day, one person will email me at least. What traffic source do you recommend right now? Do you have a product that teaches that traffic source? And how do I make money with it? I've gotten to the point where I say email, hands down, my only recommendation. That's it. Traffic sources don't matter, and you don't need to know how to make money. Like I can put anything in an email with a link and make money off of it. The way you make money with an email list is the fact that you own the list. It's an asset. You don't have to sell anything. What you can do, you can build a list of people interested in bass fishing. And once you get to 10,000 people, you can go over to Bass Pro Shop and say, hey, I have a list of 10,000 people. Do you want to advertise in my newsletter once a month? It's $1,000. They will pay you $1,000. I promise you, they will. Yeah, they can't go anywhere and put their stuff in front of 10,000 bass fishermen. They can't. They cannot. We get crap all the time in the mail from them. Probably because I spend more money than I should, but they're sending it to everybody because it says current resident. It doesn't even have my name on it. They're just putting money where they shouldn't be, first of all, but that's another completely different story. If you came to them and you said, I have a list of 10,000 bass fishermen, do you want to advertise to that list? It's $1,000 a month. You would be making $1,000 a month off of that list. That's not only like $1,000 a month. That's one ad in one newsletter. That's not every single email you send out. You should be making 10 grand a month off of a list of 10,000 people, regardless of the niche. It does vary, but being that you know me, ask me. Because in our gardening business, we don't let any outside advertisers, and we should. You know, we're missing out on thousands and thousands of dollars a year by not letting outside advertisers in. But what's important to us is the ability to sell our own information products. When you just have the list and your whole goal is to maintain that list and to have the best interest of your subscribers in mind, and nothing to sell, then advertising becomes an easy fit for what you're doing. You can put a banner ad in an email and still give them the content that they love. That's really what is like the best thing about this business. So I got off on a major tangent there. Sorry. So some of the myths, I already killed a couple of these. Need to be an expert or experience. Don't need to be good at copywriting. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Need to spam people is actually one that I haven't said anything about yet. People like internet marketers who are kind of new to this think that an email marketer, when you say the term email marketer, is somebody who just sits at their computer and sends malicious emails to people, and that's not what this is. Spam is not cool. You should never send an email to somebody. Not that you should never put somebody onto an email list unless they've given you the confirmation that they want to receive your emails. Need to be a computer science grad? No. Need a lot of money to start? Absolutely not. We'll talk about all these things. You need to be a lawyer to understand privacy laws. No, really, you just need to pay 19 bucks a month and you're good to go. Need to be in an undesirable niche. So again, this is what I was saying before about the guru saying you got to be in the big three: the health, wealth, and relationships. And people think that like in order to do this and make money online, you've got to be in one of those niches in order to make any good money. Um, Tell me what category does gardening fall into on health, wealth, and relationships? None of them. You've been making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in that niche, and it doesn't fall into any of those. And we sell our own products, which is even harder to do. Need thousands of expensive clicks to make any money? Absolutely not. Well, you're about to see 100 clicks a day will make you as much money as you will ever be able to spend in your lifetime. So I wanted to be able, I'm sorry that it took about 20 minutes to get through all that. I want you to understand kind of who I am, where I got all of this knowledge from, but also kind of try and erase some of the stuff from your mind that are just kind of, well, they're false beliefs. It's just things that you have learned or picked up from other people who just actually haven't done this stuff before. And I feel like it's very important to just let you know, like, hey, that's BS. It's just not true. So I got a case study here for you to go through. So I'm not exactly sure how long this will take. My goal was to make this 2 hours. It may end up going further than that. But again, if you've got questions, please let me know. We're almost at the hour mark. Just make sure you put the questions in the Q&A box so I don't have to go back through all that chat stuff. So cool. So my goal by the end of this training is for you to be able to, as weird as this sounds, and you probably gonna think I'm lying, but my goal is for you to not have to pay me a penny for my training and be able to go set up your own email newsletter business tonight and start driving traffic to it. That's my goal with this training. And I feel like with what I'm about to share, that I've done that. But if I haven't, if there's pieces missing from this, that's what I want you to ask in the questions, the Q&A box. So what we're going to talk about is basically how to take 100 visitors a day from your website and turn it into a $10,000 a month email newsletter business. And it may sound undoable to you, but I promise you by the end of this, you will likely agree with me. So this campaign that I'm about to show you, this is a real, sorry, I should have set that up a little better. What I'm about to show you, this case study, this is a real email newsletter business that I ran. I ran it for 3 or 4 years. It's a real business, or it was a real business, and it made real money, really, really good money. I since have kind of dissolved it into another related business that makes even more money. But the email business that I dissolved it into uses the exact same strategy. It reaches more people that can spend more money, if that makes sense. So what I'm about to show you was in the paleo diet niche. So remember back, it was about 2015 or 16 where the paleo diet kind of skyrocketed in publicity. That's what this niche is. So the goal for the campaign that I'm sharing with you is to build an email list of people interested in the paleo diet at a break-even ROI or better. So what that means is if I spend $100 a day on ads, I want to make $100 a day at least or more while building an email list. So that's what the goal was for this. So here's literally this is the website. What you're looking at on the screen is the entire website. 3 pages. What I kind of call just the simple website framework. You don't need, again, to run a newsletter business. The website that you need is that. That's it. That's really what I recommend is 3 pages. You know, sometimes I've said 2 pages in the past. You can do this without a website, to be honest. But what I recommend is 3 pages. It's the best way to do it, where you can make the most money with the least amount of effort, which is everything that I have always taught. So starting on the left is the squeeze page. So if you're not familiar with what a squeeze page is, think of it as just landing on a website. All you can do is enter a name and email address and hit submit. That's all you're doing. You're basically just squeezing people for their information. That's why it's called a squeeze page. There's no other options on the page for them. There's no links to click on or navigation or ads or recent posts. Just what you're looking at is the entire page. So that's the squeeze page right here. In the middle is the thank you page. As soon as they enter their name and email, they're sent to the thank you page. And then over here is the download page. This is where they would download their product. We'll talk about that here in a second. So first, we'll talk about the email or the lead magnet. So the lead magnet is the thing that I'm giving away on this page. You see it right here. It's the bribe that I'm using to get them to give up their email address. The way that I figure out what to offer as a lead magnet is kind of it's almost like throwing stuff against the wall, see what sticks type of thing. I'll try a couple different things and just see what people have the most desire for, I guess is the best way to put it. A few things that I've found using SEMrush. So SEMrush, you see here, is a tool for doing keyword research. Another one that's free is called Ubersuggest. Ubersuggest is just as good for doing what I'm about to talk about here. But I just went to SEMrush and I typed in paleo diet. And then from there, I tried to look at what results. What that shows is it shows what people are typing into the search engines the most. It shows the highest volume searches people are looking for. What information are they desperately seeking in that niche? And that's what I came up with, those 4 things. So recipes, shopping list, quick start guide, food list. The thing you have to think about though is where are people at in this journey? Think about if you've ever been on a diet, think about the journey that you take from start to finish. Let's say the goal is to lose 20 pounds. And you just don't know what diet to use. So you go to Google and you search which diet is best for X, whatever it is you're trying to do. Maybe you land on the paleo diet, then you do a little bit of reading, and then you go back to Google and you type in, paleo diet. Actually, paleo diet food list is one of the things on there. You type in paleo diet food list because you're like, okay, the paleo diet sounds good to me. I want to go to the grocery store. I'm going to pick up some food that I can cook or whatever. I need to know what foods to buy. So you go to Google and type paleo diet food list. At that point in the person's journey in the diet, they haven't lost any weight yet. They haven't achieved the goal, is a better way to put it. Some diets aren't really about losing weight. You don't want to hit somebody at this like 75% part of almost achieving their goal, because they're almost an expert. They probably almost know more than you do at that point. You got to hit people in the very beginning stages of the cycle of whatever it is they're trying to achieve. So that it's one of the things that I feel like nobody teaches this is think about whenever you're trying to share information with somebody, whether it's dieting or making money online or stock investing or something like that, think about where they're at, the end goal that they want to be in or achieve, and then where you are going to hit them on that scale. If it's not closer to the beginning, then I recommend figuring out a way to hit them closer to the beginning. That's really what I'm trying to say here is when you pick your lead magnet, if your goal is to promote a product that is related to that, like the paleo diet, you've got to pick something to hit them in the very beginning stages of that cycle. So as far as the paleo diet goes, there were a number of different ClickBank, almost a full page, 10 or more products of the paleo diet in ClickBank. The majority of them were recipe book or cookbooks or recipe books. So think about somebody who is going to Google or Bing or whatever and searching for paleo diet recipes. So that the one right here at the top of my list is at the top because it had the most searches. But think about who that person is for a second. Where are they at in the cycle of being on a diet? You know, not many people at the beginning of a diet, paleo, Atkins, keto. Nobody, not very many people at the very beginning are looking up recipes. Somebody who's looking up a recipe for a specific diet is somebody who has been going through it and they're kind of bored with what they learned they should eat. And now they're like, okay, let me think of a recipe. What recipes can I use? So the recipe people are good for cookbooks. Those are the recipe people are good to sell a cookbook to. The people at the beginning of the cycle don't even think about recipes yet. They're not looking at recipes. They want to know the easiest way to use the paleo diet or any diet to achieve their goal with the least amount of effort on their part, which is the other half of the ClickBank products. Those are here's my paleo diet system. So to these people, to the foodless people, I'm selling these systems because that's where they're at in the cycle of start to finish, beginning of the ride to the end of the ride type of thing. And I feel like a lot of people miss that when they are picking products or picking a lead magnet, like we're talking about here, is you're choosing what you choose as the lead magnet is the entry into your funnel, but it doesn't mean it's the entry into where they are from their adventure, the beginning of the adventure to the end of the adventure. You got to think about where they're at and what you're offering them so that it aligns with what you plan on promoting. So here's the kind of just a bigger version of the squeeze page. I'm not like one of the guys that are like, yeah, you got to do this up here. You got to have this headline and the picture. You got to have a red line box around the opt-in thing and then stuff over here. That's why there's nothing else on this page. I'm literally just showing you what I did, and feel free to test whatever you want. Actually, what I meant to do, and I forgot. I don't remember where that was. I'm sorry. Give me just a second because it is going to be instructional here. If we can pull this up real quick. Oh, here it is. So I'm gonna put a screenshot up here. This is another version of the squeeze page that I split tested. This version actually won as far as the split test goes. Personally, I prefer this one. The reason I'm showing you this one is because this one will work in almost any ad network. This one will not. This one wouldn't. Google will, and even probably Facebook, they wouldn't like it because there just isn't enough content on it. But this one won. So depending on what traffic source you want to use, if you're using like Bing, or sending an email ad out or another network where the policies just aren't there, I would use something simple like this. Personally, I like this one more because it qualifies the person way more. Giving people more information is going to lower the response, but it's going to qualify them way better, meaning that you're only going to get people onto your list that are the best prospects. All right, let's talk about the visitor flow. So what that means is this right here. What I did from left to right here is actually the order, in the order that people have saw this website. They went here, then here, then here. And it's important that you do it this way for 3 reasons. Number one, the reason why you send somebody to the thank you page after they opt in instead of the download page is because you want their real email address, not something fake that they just entered in to get whatever it is you're giving away. So if you just from the opt-in page, if you just send them straight to the download page, they can get the thing right here to download. They can just put in whatever email address they want that's fake, and you're not ever going to sell them anything. So if they really want what you're giving away, they will put in a real email address, and you will make them go to their inbox to get access to that. And the reason you do that is you want to condition them to open your emails, read your emails, and click the links in your emails. It's just like an unconscious psychology thing. Like you want them to see your name arrive in their inbox, and you're conditioning their mind and be like, yeah, I want to open that and click, or open it, read, and click. The other thing is you want to get an immediate ROI on your ad spend. So if you just give them the thing that they wanted, they're kind of done with you at that point. They can just go off and do whatever they wanted. However, if you take them from the opt-in page and you send them to a thank you page, and the thank you page, what's important on the thank you page, which is kind of hard to see here, but it says, thank you for requesting the paleo diet food list. The download link will be sent to your inbox within 10 to 15 minutes. While you're waiting, take a look at these important resources. So again, if I just sent them to the download page, I'm going to miss the opportunity of making money here. I do have stuff here I can make money from on the download page, but they're different. These are all different. There's 4 different offers here that I can make money from potentially. So talk about the thank you page. Again, I just read that this part at the top is incredibly important. You don't want them to be confused after they've just entered their email address as to like where they're at this point. If you don't tell them that what they just did worked, they will have no idea what you're showing them or what to like where's the thing I just got, basically, But if you tell them the very first thing, there's what you're looking at here, the screenshot is everything on the page. There's no logo, there's nothing up here, there's no links. This is the entire page. It's the only content on the page. The first thing has to absolutely tell them what they just did worked and let them know what is going to happen, where they can get the thing that they just opted in for. You have to do that. Even though it's not going to take 10 to 15 minutes, I said within 10 to 15 minutes, like telling them within 10 to 15 minutes makes them think like, okay, I got a little bit of time. Then they kind of forget about it for a second, and they can look at these other offers. Again, this is not like a way to mislead anybody or anything like that. It's a way to give people more of what they are already interested in. You can see how congruent all of these things are. None of this stuff, everything about all of this is congruent with the main lead magnet. And once you mess that up and they don't buy, if you don't have things that are congruent, there's no reason for them to buy it. They're confused, and confusion never leads to sales. So just keep that in mind. Let me move my big head out of the way a little bit. So this is the download page. Again, only way that they will ever see this page is by first clicking a link in your email. They're never just sent directly to here. Again, at the top, thank you for requesting the paleo diet food list. You can download it and the surprise bonuses, which are highlighted in yellow, by clicking the link below. So this is the download. This is the thing they opted in for. These are, again, if you can do this, you will make a ton of money. The reason I'm sharing this case study with you, even though it was from a couple of years ago, is because it did so very well. um, Again, it's like the perfect, absolute perfect structure and business model for an email newsletter business for what I'm teaching you, for people that have absolutely no experience. I've never done the paleo diet. I was interested in it at the time because it aligned with my fitness goals. But I'm not like a trainer. I don't do any of that stuff. I just was interested. So I'm like, okay, let's check this out. And I'm like, oh, there's a ton of offers on here I could promote. So I tried it, and it did really, really well. I'll show you, the results will be here in a second. What's important about these two bonuses here is that they're free. They're legitimately free offers. These are both they were at the time, both clickback offers. They are like free plus shipping books. So they're, cookbook. They're both cookbook thing. No, one's a beginner's guide. I don't know. They were both free plus shipping offers. So I got paid. It wasn't a lot of money. It was $6 or $7 per order. But these right here literally paid for my ad spend. So remember what I said at the beginning. The goal of the campaign is to build an email list for break even or better. If I did not have these on the download page, I would not have broke even. And you wouldn't probably be hearing about this campaign. Not saying that you have to. If you can't find free offers to use, you can still make this work, but you can't say surprise bonuses because they're not bonuses if you have to pay for them. So you just have to word it a little bit differently. You can say, and also check out these other offers or these amazing special offers, something like that. If you can find free offers to use, even better. All right. So here are some of the objections to creating an email sequence or writing emails or whatever as we move into that part of the case study. Not a copywriter. English isn't my native language. I don't know what to email them. I don't know how to promote. I don't know what to promote. I don't have any experience or expertise. Dude, like what I said, none of it matters. They don't care about you. They care about the content. That's it. They don't care if you wrote the content. They don't care if you were the guy that taught the content in some university. I get emails all the time in our gardening business. I check the emails from professors of universities asking if they can use my dad's YouTube videos to teach things in their classroom. It does not matter. Credentials do not matter. They don't. You can start a gardening email newsletter, and you can use my dad's videos as content. They're on YouTube for free. Anybody can use them. Quit thinking that you need to be an expert or have knowledge or skills or whatever. You don't. I recommend that you're at least interested in what you're doing because it is fun that way. At least, you get to wake up and be like, okay, let's go see what I can find today that's cool to send to my list. That literally, that's what I say to myself when I'm doing things in niches that I'm not an expert in. I personally, my goal is to become an expert when I pick those niches, because then I can create my own info products and make way more money. But it's not necessary. I make a lot of money in niches I know nothing about, and I have email businesses in. That's it. I'll talk about, let's see, I'm going to look at these other ones. Copywriter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all this stuff I will be talking about. So getting into the email sequence here, here's kind of what to include in the welcome email. So like when somebody opts in, they enter their name and email to get whatever it is that you are giving them for free. You should immediately send them the welcome email. The email that, again, is the link where they can go download the thing. That's this right here. So this is the welcome email for the paleo diet thing. Download your free paleo food list right here. That's the link. I'm giving it to them first and foremost. You should also let them know, like, hey, here's what you can look forward to in my future emails, basically. That's what I did right here. Whitelist instructions. So that's down here, just to kind of make sure your emails get delivered. And then what I call, which is optional, the PS pitch. That's this right here. I absolutely love doing PS pitches. I do it all the time in our gardening business and in a few other niches where pitching isn't a normal thing. It makes the pitch feel like it's not the reason why the email was sent. However, the PS is one of the most read areas of an email, or any letter for that fact. Before email was even invented, the PS, people would read the PS before they read the first line of a letter. Literally studies have been done on this. I love putting pitches in the PS for that reason, because it's like an afterthought. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, check out this cool thing I found. So those are the things that I recommend in the welcome email. Just want to kind of show you a couple of the different examples. I really only did 2 different types of emails in this autoresponder sequence. I did a recipe email because it is a diet type thing. Again, even though these people aren't to that point yet, it's possible that they would still purchase a cookbook or something like that. After I have them on the list, I've got them, and I can, if they aren't past that point in their adventure, then I can sell them the thing they're gonna get to eventually, because they're like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna need that. So a cookbook makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to attract them and get them onto your list yet if they're just starting out. If they're going to Google and typing paleo food list, you can't just offer a cookbook, because they're not looking for that. You can't put an ad for a paleo cookbook if they're looking for a food list. They don't even know what they're supposed to be eating yet. So I did 2 different types of emails here: recipe email, and then an article email. This is the recipe one. This is the article one. So I don't know. I thought I put it in here, but maybe not. Sorry. So I didn't create any of this stuff. Let me go back. I failed to tell you about this because I thought it was on a future slide, but the stuff you're seeing here, none of this content is mine. This was all from a PLR, a private label rights product that I purchased from, I think, JV Zoo for like $20. And it had art, like just probably 100 articles, a couple different ebooks. The food list was actually one of them. So every single email in this autoresponder sequence, which was 30 emails, was all content that I didn't write a word of. None of it. Didn't write any of this content. So everything you see here, these are the next emails. I didn't write any of it. I didn't do any of the research, nothing. I didn't go out and try to find recipes. Like, I could just go out and find a recipe and share it with people. But I didn't even have to do that. Like, it was already done for me, and I paid $20 for it. So this right here, so this is basically a template. That's why I said recipe email template. I just used a pen named Julie. Julie here with a new recipe for you. Today's recipe, the name of it. And this was actually what it says on the recipe. Like, I just literally took the stuff from here. So this right here all came from the recipe. Download and print it. So for the product I was promoting, they give you like things you can download and use. That's what I did. And then, so this right here is basically all I wrote. Hi, Julie here with a new recipe for you. And then this bottom part, basically just signing off, because this right here, anybody can write that. And I probably grabbed part of this from the sales page of this Paleo Grubs cookbook. Um, so the article template literally took the article from the PLR package that I bought for $20, and the article starts right here, the very first word. So I wrote hi, and then it says Dustin, but it's just a first name placeholder. The article starts right there and ends right there. The entire email is an article, and I also shoved into links for affiliate products. This one is specific to the paleo diet, so free paleo recipe cookbook. This one is easy fat burning recipes, so it still aligns with the paleo diet. All right, a little bit about how the email sequence works. People always ask, like, what, like how many emails do I need to make? I need to make like 60, 70, 80, 90, the way I'm good for a couple months. Um, my How I respond is, um, do you just plan on having an infinite email sequence? Because eventually everybody's going to end up at the end of the sequence, and then what? You're going to have to send them broadcast emails eventually, unless every day you just get up and write an email and add it to the end of the sequence. But if you're going to do that, then you might as well just send them an email every day and forget about the sequence. So what I recommend is a minimum of 5 to 7 emails, and you can use those. It's kind of a hybrid between a sequence and a manual broadcast newsletter. So this is a little bit of how I took what my dad does, and then I took what Andre teaches in Autoresponder Madness, and kind of meshed them together, the best of both worlds that actually fit like the newsletter secret strategy. That's what I'm teaching you here, is how to take the best of both worlds without any experience or expertise and still be able to make money from what you're doing. 5 to 7 emails in an automated sequence, and those emails should be based on whatever it is they opted in for. So if I could go back, I don't want to go back that far, but you think about I can move my head back here a little bit so you can see me. Think about the three website screenshot I showed you. The squeeze page, thank you page, download page. You can literally have 10 of those, meaning you could have 10 different things that people opt in for that are all about different things. So, paleo food list, paleo chicken recipes, paleo beef recipes, paleo desserts. Make them opt in for all of those things, and then you could have multiple autoresponder sequences, just 5, even you can just do like 3 or 4 for each one of them that are about those things. So, diet, paleo dessert recipes. Here's once a day. Here's another cool dessert recipe. Here's another one. Here's another one. And each one of those, you promote a cookbook with a bunch of recipes, or do paleo, my point is you can have as many lead magnets as you want, and then as many little tiny autoresponder sequences as you want that are congruent with whatever they opted in for. Then once they reach the end of that, they can just get added to a broadcast list. So, so send a welcome email immediately after opt-in, send 1 email per day after that, and then just tag them as ready for broadcast after they've reached the end of their specific broadcast. I'm sorry, the end of their specific autoresponder sequence, so that you're kind of funneling people in a bunch of different paths that seem very congruent to them, because you're still sending them 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 10 emails or whatever that are congruent to what they opted in for. And then after that, they just get put onto a general paleo diet list. Then you can still mail those people once a day. You're not mailing anybody manually that are on the autoresponder sequences. You're only mailing the people that are tagged ready for broadcast. That's what I do. It's kind of a hybrid between both strategies. So for this specific case study, I did Bing search ads. Kind of the secret with PPC search campaigns is to pick a very small list of very, very targeted keyword phrases and put them all inside one ad group. I don't have like time to teach you the entire like Bing thing. Like I literally have a 6 or 7 week coaching program just on Bing ads. If I could tell you this today so that you can leave here tonight, go set up your entire business, newsletter business, target 4 or 5 really, really close keyword phrases. So for this one, it would be paleo diet food list, paleo diet printable grocery list, paleo diet PDF food list, something like that. Things that are like, if somebody is searching that thing, they want what you are offering as your lead magnet. Only target those things and put them inside all one ad group so that all of the ads that you write are 100% matched to every single keyword in that ad group. Because the reason I said that is a lot of people just get lazy and they'll go and just like, I don't want to look through all this, like 1,000 keywords here, and just copy them all and bid on all of them. But like, you're costing yourself money when you're doing that with PPC. It has to be congruent as possible, because if it isn't, and let's say somebody is targeting, or let's say somebody's searching, what is the paleo diet? And you're bidding on the phrase paleo diet, your ad's going to show up there, and your ad says, get this printable list of paleo diet foods. And nobody's ever going to click on that if they're searching what is the paleo diet. They don't even know what it is. And why would they be interested in a food list? That means that the number of people that click on that ad is going to be really low, which is called your CTR, the click-through rate. And when your CTR is really low, your CPC, which is the cost per click, is going to be really high. The higher your CTR, the lower your CPC, and vice versa. So just kind of think about what somebody would be searching for, things that they'd be interested in that aligns with the thing you're giving away. Use Uber Suggest, or if you already have SEMrush like I do, I would use that. You'll get a lot of things, a lot of ideas that you wouldn't have thought of before. So here's just kind of my the list of phrases that I targeted. These are, again, with SEMrush, it's going to pull up keyword volumes for Google, sorry. So what's in parentheses here, a number of searches per month in Google. I was doing Bing, which is going to be even less. Most people are going to be like, dude, why would you ever waste your time on this? Because you're not going to get hardly any clicks. I'll show you in a second. So you can look at that list of keyword phrases and tell me, how closely related those are. Like every single one of those, if somebody typed that in, they want the lead magnet I'm giving away. If there was another keyword phrase that I could have targeted, I would have. This is literally every single one. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 keyword phrases were in my ad group. That's it. My CTR for this was, well, I'll show you the results here later, but I just wanted to be able to show you that, again, this is a full case study, like nothing held back or anything. So kind of a little bit of an interlude here. This is the main lesson that I want you guys to come away with tonight on this training, is you're not doing this to run an ad and make money today or tomorrow or 10 days or 30 days from now. You are building an asset. So what I have on the screen here is something I call cumulative email list earnings. It's a very, I wish I could make it less complicated sounding. And I wish I could explain it in a way that I didn't have to use a spreadsheet, because spreadsheets hurt people's minds to even look at them. It's just the easiest way I've been able to figure this out. But what you're looking at here shows the conservative earnings of a email newsletter business with just driving 100 visitors a day to your site. So you can see over here, these numbers over here control the outcome over here. That's these 3 columns. This is the month, not really the outcome of the month, but the size of your email list and the monthly earnings from that email list. Then those are all based on these three numbers. Subscriber AMV, this is average monthly value per subscriber. So again, like I said earlier, you should be able to make $1 per month per subscriber on your email list. That's just an industry standard across many, many, many niches. Last year, one of my email businesses, the first time this has ever happened, I made $9 per subscriber per month on that email list in 2020. First time that's ever happened. That list in 2019, that was $7.10 or something like that. So it jumped from $7.10 per subscriber a month to $9. So $1 a month is not unachievable. Very, very conservative. 100 people a day. Let's say you have to spend 50 cents a click. That's $50 a day. That's $1,500 a month. And you're sending them straight to the squeeze page, and your opt-in rate, meaning the number of people that land on the squeeze page who enter their name and email address, the number that land there based on the number who actually submit the form, enter their email and submit the form, that's the opt-in rate. So out of 10 people, 3 of them are going to opt in. And that's, again, conservative. These are conservative numbers, guys. 30% opt-in rate, 100 visitors a day, $1 per month per subscriber on your list. These are the numbers that you should be able to expect to earn from your email list. Month 1, $900. And the reason it's called cumulative is because once somebody's added to your list, unless you've done something that I don't recommend, that I didn't teach yet, like if you're just giving them what they asked for, content based on what they entered their name and email address for, they will stay subscribed for a very long time. We have people on our gardening list that were subscribed in 2004 that are still emailing and asking questions and bought every single product that we sell. People will stick around forever if you just give them what they want. Month 1, $900. Month 5, $4,500 a month. This is month 5. Month 10, $9,000. Month 12, this is a year. $10,800 a month. That's like $120,000 a year. A year from now, 100 clicks a day. So I want you guys to understand, like, that's the reason I created the spreadsheet and took the time to figure out the formulas and all that crap. Very, very conservative numbers, but nobody sees it out this far. The reason I wanted to do this, like, visually, so you can see, people like think I'm teaching you stuff, and I said I want you tonight to be able to leave what I'm giving you for free. I don't want you to have to go in and pay me money. I want you to just be able to do this for free. You don't need to give me a penny. This entire training, I want you to take it and do it. And then come back to me and say, dude, I set this up and I got like 20 subscribers yesterday for free. And I just made a sale. I'm like, awesome. Like, now come back and get my training, because what I told you for free works. I wanted to be able to do this visually because nobody sees it through. They don't go out and do this stuff. Most people won't even make it past this first month. And $900 is not like, it's not exciting. I get it. $10,800 a month is exciting. Like, that's quit your job material for almost everybody. I want you to be able to see this. However, that's just a starting point. So, like, what if you figured out a way to increase your opt-in rate to 60%? You just double your email list and your monthly income without spending another penny on traffic. So that $10,000 a month turned to $20,000 a month. You have to pay anything else. You didn't pay a dime more for traffic. You just took, remember when I said, every 10 people that land on your site, you convert 3 of them, you add them to your list. If it's 60%, you just took the same 10 people, and you added 6 instead of 3. That doubles the list, which in turn doubles the income. again, these are just like benchmark numbers because it's going to vary. But I just got done telling you I did $9 per subscriber per month on in one of my businesses that was $7 the year before. So it was $7 right here. So like imagine what if we take this spreadsheet instead of $1, it's $5 a month. Remember, I just got done telling you I had one that was 7 in 2019 and it was 9 in 2020. What if you just did 5? By month 12, if you're doing $5 a month per subscriber, $54,000 a month. That it's life-changing stuff, guys. But you have to see it through. I'm not selling push button stuff here. I'm literally giving you a business. Like this is a McDonald's franchise, except you don't have to pay me $100,000 and wait for 6 years. I mean, first of all, the course that I'm selling is just compared to $100,000 a year, it's like not even a drop in the bucket to that. And in 12 months, you have like job quitting income forever, period. That's why I titled this slide "The Main Lesson," because people get caught up in, instant income. Like, I'm not making any money. Nobody's buying any of my stuff. Put people onto the email list and give them what they want and quit complaining. That's it. Just do that. Just every day, wake up, like what I said at the very beginning, wake up, do what I'm telling you to do every day, mindlessly do it. Just do it. Every day that you don't add people to your email list is a day you're going to regret a year from now. I promise you, I did it for 3 years, almost 4 years. Didn't have my own email list until I figured out how to make this stuff work. I regret those 3 or 4 years because I'd be so just way more money than I have right now. Basically, is what I'm telling you. It's the same exact thing. Every day that you don't put people onto your email list is a day you will regret a year from now. Hopefully you guys understand that. I know like this stuff is kind of boring, but I feel like for me, seeing it visually and seeing the little amount that it takes, 100 clicks a day, I said 50 cents a click, so $50 a day, but for the paleo one, I don't think I listed it. Maybe I did. The CPCs were less than 20 cents. Most of them were less than 10 cents a click. So the cost for 100 clicks a day is minimal. You probably can find it in things that you're wasting money on every single month. But everybody like associates it to what I did yesterday and what I got out of it. Like it's all about the instant gratifications. Like my kids, man, they're just ridiculous with everything. Like if what they're doing right now isn't going to get them an instant thing, they're like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. You don't want to waste your time on things that aren't going to amount to anything because that time can't be gotten back. We're not promised tomorrow. So I totally get it. But like if I could just sign off on something or like put my hand on the Bible, I would, and tell you this is the God's honest truth. And these are very conservative numbers. They are. So I truly just more than anything on this entire training, I want you to get this, to see it through, to don't just have the shiny object syndrome. Be bold, pick something and stick to it and do it. Follow what I'm teaching you. And I promise a year from now, something good will come from it. I promise you. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, I can't guarantee numbers. These are very conservative numbers, though. All I can do is share with you what I know. So, all right, let's continue on with the the case study. So here's the ad one of the ads that I used. I think this is the one that did the best. But you see how this ad aligns so well with my keyword phrases. Remember the 7 keyword phrases that I targeted? They were all about just paleo food list. That's it. Paleo diet food list. Sorry. anybody that types in anything related to that, anybody that types in those 7 keyword phrases I was bidding on and sees this ad, like this is literally what they asked for, and it's free. It's 171 food or list of paleo foods. Why would they not click that? That's what I'm talking about. You can have a million different ad groups with a million, targeted phrases inside that ad group, but don't just be lazy and put 1,000 in one ad group that are all about paleo diet and throw an ad up there that says, get my paleo diet thing. Like nobody's going to click on that. You've got to try. You've got to be business minded a little bit and think about the person that you are trying to get on your list. If you truly want to help them and give them the thing that will help them, then you've got to do the work up front to make sure that happens. So here are the results from this. I'm just going to put all these things up here. Oops. So clicks. So again, this was over. Oh man, I don't even know. Honestly, I should have figured that out ahead of time. I know that I was in this business for 3 or 4 years. I might not have been advertising the whole time because once I built the list and had, whatever it was, I think I just said on here, I don't know. Once you had a bunch of people on the list, that's literally, this is an income stream per month. See this number of subscribers per month, what I say you should expect from that. $1 a month, right? This one was well over $1 a month. I know it wasn't up in the $5 per subscriber per month range, but it was over $1 per month per subscriber. A lot of people could quit their job just from that. But I did do this one for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. These numbers. So again, this is the ad spend, the amount of money I spent to get these people. These sales are only the amount of money I made from those people out of the gate, meaning, actually not out of the gate, sorry, through the 30-day sequence. So remember when I said I had 30 emails in the autoresponder sequence? Those are the only emails that I could track back to the people from this Bing ad campaign because I had them saved in my Aweber account. So this $2,000 amount of money I spent on Bing for the month, or for actually whatever that was, I don't even know what I ran it for. $23,000 is the amount I could attribute back to the day I got them, and then within the first 30 days in that autoresponder sequence. After they were just tagged for broadcast, I wasn't able to track them anymore because back then I didn't do the stuff that I do now as far as keeping track of all my subscribers. I was using kind of a ghetto homemade system. So the $23 is what I could attribute back to the $2,000 or $2,600 I spent. But I had a list of 4,600 people that should have made me $4,600 a month, but I know it was at least 6,500 or 7,000 a month. So those are the stats, like the real true stats from that entire Bing search ad campaign for that business. If you guys have any questions on any of that, let me know. I'm going to move on to kind of some FAQs about, this business model and a little bit, a couple questions that people are probably going to have about the training and stuff. So, how much money you need to get started? Hopefully, by now, like the domain and a hosting account is an autoresponder. Obviously, you need a place to put your email addresses. Those are literally the only things you need. If you are going to do free traffic, that's all you need. If you're going to do paid traffic, then you need money for paid traffic. Bing, like you can do a $2 or $3 a day campaign if you want. So, what's that, 60, 70, $80 a day or a month? I would obviously recommend spending more than that, minimum probably $10 a day. So, 300 a month, but it's not like one of those things like again, I know it can't be compared to it, but to me it can, because I'm making more money than the guy who owns the McDonald's, the franchisee that owns McDonald's. I'm making more money than him, and I didn't have to come out of pocket $100,000 Plus every month I got to pay royalties to somebody who was just smarter than me and sold it, you know? So this is the perfect business model for me. I'm a massive introvert. You know, just getting me to be able to get onto a training like this and have my face on the screen and talking is a huge accomplishment from a couple of years ago, maybe even a couple of years ago. Really, first time I ever did a webinar. So it's not me. This is me. Being able to do this stuff from behind the computer is me. Do you need to be in the USA? Absolutely not. You just need an internet connection and a computer. You just see over here. These are actually, I just went in, I logged into the old Newsletter Academy, the version 1 website, the membership area, and pulled these pictures out of here. These are both from Texas. These were both. So when I created this version 1 Newsletter Academy, it's 2015. We were still in Ohio, but we went to Texas every single summer for vacation because it's where we wanted to be. We loved it. This one is on Starbucks, Lake Conroe, when we were in Houston, just visiting some friends and family where we used to live right there. And it was working. This is another one I got up, not early, but I mean, maybe early for some people. Before my family got up, we were in South Padre Island, just went out to this little tiki hut here and sat by the ocean and was working with a coffee. So you literally can do this from anywhere. I don't have a picture of it. I know I took a picture, but I couldn't find it. 2018, we took the whole family from Ohio to Texas again for another week. Rented a house over in Wimberley, Texas. It was a really, really awesome house on 10 acres. Had a nice, actually where I showed my kids earlier, they were sitting on that pool. That was that vacation. We were there for a week. I would go out there every morning and sit on the back patio, open up my laptop and do about 20, 30 minutes of work. Literally running every single one of my businesses 20 to 30 minutes. Obviously, if you want to make huge changes in these types of businesses, it's going to take more time than that. But like I'm talking about maintenance stuff. Like if I'm going on vacation, that stuff's done ahead of time. Maintenance stuff like checking ads, queuing up a couple of different emails. So like on this vacation, I planned ahead. This one I didn't plan ahead at all. I think this was 2015. I didn't plan ahead at all. I had to literally go in and create the emails for my businesses and send them out every single day. This vacation, I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing that this time. I spent the week before. I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I gotta have a huge crunch time here and get these emails written and queued up. And it really didn't even take me that long. It was maybe a day to do all of the emails for all of my businesses, queue them up for the entire week. This was literally just checking stats. So what I do now mostly, I do still write emails in half of the businesses. The other half are outsourced. And outsourced is, I have a whole module that I plan on creating in the new newsletter secrets training for outsourcing all of this, because it's extremely beneficial in niches that you know nothing about. So much easier. And financially is like a no-brainer, like literally a no-brainer. But I did that this vacation. This was just about checking stats, and coffee was good. The weather was nice and nobody was on the beach. It was a great time to be out there and just be able to think and write a little bit with the businesses that I do create the emails in. So need to be a tech ninja? No. I should have pulled that up. I think I can pull it up still. So this is the sales letter for the first Newsletter Academy. Talking about tech ninjas, if you consider this guy a tech ninja, then maybe, I don't know. But this is my dad. I don't know when this picture was taken. I absolutely don't know. But I can tell you that was the first computer we ever had as a family. It's where he created this entire business and website and wrote all the articles that he wrote for that site. It's where that me and my wife talked on ICQ when we first were meeting in high school. We were just going through all that stuff earlier this week. But if he can learn how to do this, literally created an entire website with Microsoft front page. Anybody in the world can do this because the tools today are just so much easier than everything he had to deal with. It's insane how much it's changed since then. You know how to write sales copy? No, you don't. So I did. So if you can copy and paste, you can send these emails. Like I said, I bought that PLR package, a paleo diet PLR package, on jvzoo.com for, I believe, $23, something like that. And there were so many articles in there. It's really, really, really well written stuff. And I copied and pasted it in there and just copied and pasted ads. So you don't have to write, guys. You don't quit thinking you need to write stuff. You don't. I know that I probably ruin it for you because you read my emails and I write them very well. But you don't have to do that for the newsletter business. What I do in my internet marketing business is not a newsletter. It's not a newsletter business. That's an Andre Chaperone business. Minus the autoresponder. Everything I do is broadcast in the internet marketing business. You don't have to do that. That's the reason I picked the paleo thing to show you guys tonight. Is it literally copy and pasted the whole thing. The most important part is the person you are attracting and the person you are selling to. What is it they want? What are you giving them? And how does that relate to the product you're selling? It all has to be 100% congruent. You have to meet them where they are at in their cycle of, starting the adventure, ending the adventure. That's what's most important. You need tracking software? No, I already told you, the way I did it, I was still able to give you all those numbers because I had them in a spreadsheet. That's it. That's what I used for tracking. You can use Click Magic if you want. I don't. The most important metric that I track is cost per lead, and you don't need tracking software for that because you can just take the conversion pixel from the network and you paste it on your thank you page. People enter their info and they land on the thank you page. It fires the pixel and you see the pixel and whatever ad network you're using, and you can see how much it cost you for that conversion, meaning how much it cost you for them to click the ad, land on your squeeze page, enter your name and email address, hit submit, land on the thank you page. That's the cost per lead. It's a CPL. That's the most important metric I track. And why do you think I track that? It's because I know how much I can make from them per month. So I might be willing to spend $5 per lead in some niches because I know I can make $2 or $3 a month from that subscriber for 12 months. So $2 a month for 12 months is $24, and I paid $5. Would you, if you handed me a $5 bill and I handed you back $25, how many times would you hand me more $5 bills? Like forever, right? So it's the same thing. You don't need complicated tracking software to run these types of businesses. Do you need a website and hosting or page builder? Yes. The short answer is yes. You need to have a website. You shouldn't be running your business, a business that will potentially, get to six figures or more a year, from something free. It should be a domain. You should buy a domain, like $10 or $11 from Namecheap for the year. You should get hosting. I recommend Cloudways. It's like $20, $23 a month, something like that. Or you can just use a page builder tool. I recommend ClickFunnels. That's $97 a month. And if you use ClickFunnels, if you decide to go with ClickFunnels and you enroll in Newsletter Secrets, you have every single one of the templates I've ever created in my life. Plain and simple. Every single one of them, and I have over 90. Some of them won't apply to you, so it's not going to make any sense for me to share them. But with the Newsletter Secrets program, I will have an entire page inside the members area that will give you every single email newsletter funnel that you could ever imagine in your life that you would want to use. And that's one of the absolute biggest benefits of joining Newsletter Secrets. Again, I don't want to pitch anything, but I want you to fully understand uh, what you're getting into if you decide to do this on your own, because I don't want to say it's a waste of time, because I learned how to do all the website stuff on my own. I learned HTML and CSS and a little bit of PHP, and I love it. I love that stuff. But I know for a fact, every time I sit down and I open up Sublime Text Editor is what I use on the Mac to do any of that stuff, I know I'm wasting my time, because the end result can be achieved in ClickFunnels. And so what I've done in ClickFunnels is I've created so many email funnels over the years that I've just kind of built up a huge, a huge like folder of them, basically, that I just can just share to everybody. And I have stats for all of them. That's the other cool thing with ClickFunnels, is it kind of gives you the built-in tracking thing with opt-in rates and all that. So that's just my recommendation, is if you're going to go with anything aside from your own website or hosting, go with ClickFunnels. If your question is like, I don't know how to build a website with HTML and anything like that, then I would recommend just using a page builder tool. ClickFunnels is my recommendation. There are other ones out there though. All right. So in my in the emails leading up to this thing, I mentioned a dark web traffic source. I'm going to just pause for a second, take a drink, and let you guys read the answer to this one. So I know people are going to be asking about this. Unfortunately, I'm not going to share any of that on this free webinar. I just can't. I can't do it. If I did, it would affect anybody that I teach things to from here on out. It's the best way that I can put it. The most honest way that I can put it is having the best interest of my students and people that I plan on teaching in the future. If I share anything about this on this free webinar where anybody and their brother can see it, because this is going to go on YouTube eventually, open to the public. It will affect anybody that has paid me money to learn from me. And though I appreciate everybody that's on here, everybody that's my email subscriber, I have to look out for not only myself and my family, but also for people that put their trust in me and invest in any training that I've ever put out there. Just know that the traffic source that I'm talking about, there's a reason why every time that I mentioned dark web, there were quotes around it. Doesn't mean that it's literally on the dark web, literally the dark web. It's not on that, but it couldn't be any closer to it. So just know that you're missing out on millions and millions. Actually, it's billions. You're missing out on billions of potential subscribers by just ignoring this. So I promised a free webinar bonus to everybody, and you get that going here. So this is an entire email business. I'm going to put it in let me put it in the chat box. All right. Like, that's a legit email business. Let me think about everything that's in there. Squeeze page, squeeze page, thank you page. I don't think there's a download page. So the way that I did this business specifically, this was a business from a few years ago. Excuse me. Didn't have a download page. It was a squeeze page and a thank you page. But then the thank you page automatically redirected to an affiliate offer. So it's kind of the same thing as having a, three. Basically, you're not giving them the thing they opted in for right away. Is what I'm saying. You're just delivering that to them however you want to. I did it just as an attachment or a Dropbox, just like I just did here in the chat box. I just did it. You put it in a Dropbox folder, and then you can right click on it and do copy Dropbox link. And I literally put these Dropbox links in all of my AWeber emails. And people can just download it straight from there without even having a Dropbox account. So that's how I deliver some of my lead magnets, but I only do it in the welcome email. So it was a squeeze page, thank you page. The entire free report is in there. And that is a legit, it's a legit report, guys. That's a paid product. It could really be a paid product. What else? Emails, right? So yeah, I believe there's 30 emails in that thing. I should have opened this and be able to tell you all this without just guessing. Yeah. Oops. I'm the wrong dang thing. Yeah, so squeeze page, redirect. Wait a second. Yeah, squeeze page, redirect to an affiliate offer, the free report, which could be a paid product. And the newsletter. So I'll show one of these. Let me find a decent one here. They're all good, but I'm just trying to show you guys what's inside of this. So these newsletters are legit too. This is a proven newsletter format that I've been using in niches outside. Basically any niche that I'm not an expert in, I use this because it makes me look like an expert, and I don't have to know anything. I can just copy in an article from somebody from a PLR thing, or if you haven't seen my the woodworking business, then I would recommend checking that out. Dang it. Here we go. So what I did in this one, I thought it'd be a bigger image, but I guess not, is I would just go and find really cool woodworking plans. And so this one was probably from instructables.com, and I would just save, do a screenshot of the image, and then put the image of it in the email, and then write pretty much a 1 or 2 liner, and then link out to that plan. Literally this link right here went straight over to Instructables where they can get the free plans. I wasn't claiming that they were mine or anything. The point is, people open the email, the subject line of this email was free rustic cooler plans. And this was a woodworking plans email list. They literally got on this email list to get woodworking plans. Any guy that's interested in woodworking is going to love these plans. I had my friend, or actually my wife had my friend build me one of these coolers, and a guy I went to to high school with, he built me one of these coolers. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing. It keeps people opening the emails. You're giving them what they want. This email right here made me $89 or something, Somebody, it was like, I had like 200 subscribers on the list at that time. Sent this email. They get the cool plans. They click the thing in this ad for the, it wasn't even a congruent ad. It was just an ad, about bringing batteries back to life. And made like 89 or $90 or something from this email to 200 people. So like this works, guys. This is a proven newsletter format. You got 30 of these. You got a full 30 days of emails. So, this is the first one. This is actually the first one. That's the second one. There's 30 of them. So they're in there. Hopefully you guys appreciate that. So if you have any other questions, please put them in the chat box now. I got like, I don't know, 15 or 16 in here to look at. At the same time, I've just put a very, very broad outline down here. I actually had a Google Doc of like, I don't know, there's like 60 different bullet points that I was going to try and squeeze onto this slide it's basically the outline for the Newsletter Secrets Masterclass. I just organized them into big, huge categories. So that's why it's very broad as underlined, because it's way more fleshed out than that. But that's the overview for it. If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box. I'm going to start answering those. And again, anything that you maybe accidentally put in the chat, please put in the Q&A so I don't have to go back through that. All right. Brian is asking if the opportunity letter is Newsletter Academy version 1. No. Opportunity letter was a printed newsletter that I did. Newsletter Academy, Brian, was from 2015 was the first, actually like the beta version. And then 2017 was when it was actually released and ended up getting, I released it on Warrior Plus, which is an internet marketing platform, and it got like Warrior Offer of the Day and all kinds of other stuff. But so no, it's different than Opportunity Letter. All right. Next question. Can you address these issues I have on email marketing? Is from Chris. Only around 8% of people will click and open your email and click the link in your email to your offer. You say email marketing is an asset, but I read that most people will unsubscribe from your list within 3 months. So you have to continuously be building your list, which costs a lot of money. Combine that with an 8% click rate. Just seems like a dying method. Thoughts? So first of all, an 8% click rate is astronomically high. Like seriously, that's a good click rate. The 8% click rate. So this is like one of the biggest misconceptions in email metrics. Say that I send an email to 100 people and I get a 10% open rate. That means 10 people opened the email. An 8% click rate means 8 people clicked. So the click rate is not how many people clicked based on who opened. It's how many people from your entire list clicked something in that email. 8% is high. That's a really good click rate. When you're the thing that you need to think about is how are the people being put on your list? When you like rewind, and I know you asked this really early, Chris, and this was almost more than an hour ago. So I covered a lot since then, and you maybe partially got some of this answered. But if you're just putting people onto the list, so going back to my example, who are interested in paleo diet, there's no way you could ever send an email that every single person is going to be interested in and want to open. It's impossible. The only way to do that is to put a very, very hyper-specific topic, like a hyper-specific amount of people like interested in a hyper-specific topic onto your list. Like like 39-year-old women interested in the paleo diet who just had a baby and want to go back to work. They're going to open every email because they know for a fact that like your email is going to be only about that stuff. Like what I'm saying is that every email you send needs to be 100% specific to the person you want to open it. And like what you said, but I read most people will unsubscribe from your list within 3 months. Like, is that true though? Like, who do you get email from right now? And have you only been subscribed to them for less than 3 months? No, that absolutely is not true. You stay subscribed to people who give you value, period. Maybe after the paleo diet, you got down to your high school weight and you're done. You're like, okay, I don't need this anymore. Maybe you're not interested. I know for a fact that's not going to happen because the paleo diet is about, it's a clan of people that are like really passionate about what they want, what they eat. They are looking for new recipes. Those are the things if you're not sending people things they want, they'll unsubscribe to you a long time before 3 months, buddy, like 2 or 3 days. Every email you send to them, before you click the send button, I want to like condition your mind right now. Like look at me right now in the eyes. I want to tell you when you are lining up an email to send, before you click send, remember what I'm saying. Do not send an email to somebody that they don't want to open and read. It has nothing to do with you. Send people an email that will help them. Then offer them something for sale that's related to what it is that they just read. That's it. That's the secret to this business. The first and foremost thing, you log into Aweber not because you want to make money and you need to pay bills, but because you want to help people. Maybe you need to make money and need to pay bills, but you got to want to help people first. Otherwise, this is the wrong business for you. The other part of your question, so you have to continuously be building your list, which costs a lot of money. Not true. Show me that it costs a lot of money. Like I can log in here right now. Let me think about where I was just. Let me move it over here. That way I don't. Yeah, it's not even logged in. Oops. So this is our Aweber account for the gardening business. It's currently February 26th. Many people are buried under snow. They have no interest in gardening. Well, I don't want to say they have no interest in gardening. There's nothing they can do for gardening in February 26th. Today we added 29 new subscribers to this email list and we paid $0 for them. Not expensive. We didn't pay anything. 29 new subscribers. That's $29 a month that we didn't have when I woke up this morning. You don't have to pay for subscribers. You don't. If you want to pay for subscribers, when you're starting out, you want to get it fast, you wanted to go like the spreadsheet that I was showing, that's how you build a list fast. You pay money for those subscribers, but you do it in a very specific way so that you break even or better when you're doing it. Should never be, the word expensive should never be associated with buying subscribers. It's an investment. $29 a day that I did not have when I woke up this morning, I now have. A month, sorry, $29 a month. Yesterday, 27. These people unsubscribed today. It's because I sent an email to our list of growers and told them they had 12 hours. You can see it right here, 12 hours because our membership site was closing. So that went out to what did it go to? Almost 17,000 people. These people. Many of them were already growers and they're just done. There are a lot of old people. So it doesn't align with who they are currently. Nothing aligns with their life. So they unsubscribe, which is what you want. You don't want to be sending a bunch of emails to people and it ruining your metrics because it affects your deliverability rate. So like this is 11% is really low. Um, this is really what I'm looking for. 15, almost 16%, 15, 17, 17, 15, 16. Those are good open rates to a list of what was really sent to about 112,000 people. Those are the open rates. And you can see what I was saying. Like you can see my click percentage. 8% is a good click rate. These are real legit numbers from a real functioning email newsletter business. Next question, Brian, is the welcome email and the thank you page one and the same? No, welcome email is the actual email you send to them. The thank you page is where they arrive after they opt in on your squeeze page. So the thank you page is a page on your website. The welcome email is the thing you send to them via email from like a letter. So if anybody is watching this, so Hans, I see your message. Hopefully you see the replay. Unfortunately, I can't see your email address from this. Could you please email me? And I'll be able to help you from there. Next question, when are you completing your hobby niche secrets product? So for those who don't know, I have a course called Hobby Niche Secrets, and that was a course that I launched in the summer when I was launching a brand new information product business. It's kind of similar to this. It has a newsletter aspect to it, but it's about creating your own information products. So it's kind of a hybrid of newsletter secrets, and then I've never really taught anybody how to create information products, but it's about selling your own products to that list of newsletter people. It's an ongoing thing, which is what I said from the very beginning. I'm in the middle of building out the funnel. There's a lot of stuff that goes along with it. So Andre, really what I was hoping for was the end of this month, which is now like 3-4 days away, to have the funnel created, and then I'll be updating everybody from there. Next question from Richard, but you are paying $1,500 a month to get those clicks, aren't you? So I assume you're talking about the spreadsheet. So yes, if you're paying 50 cents a click and you're getting 100 clicks, that's $50 a day, times 30 is $1,500 a month. But like I said earlier on, most of those clicks they were all less than 20 cents. Most were less than 10 cents. So again, it was legitimately break even funnel from, I don't think I changed anything in that from the very beginning, which is unusual. Usually I have to add in stuff to the back end or change things around. But the offers I had on the thank you pages, like I said, or really the download page is what did it, because there were free books and stuff like that. Those literally not saved. I don't want to say that like you couldn't do this without free offers, because I've done it a couple different times. But they boosted. That's how I only spent $2,000 in May 23. Next question from Phil. For keywords to use, what's the minimum search volume? Dude, like I don't have a minimum. Like I showed you, I had one in there. It was like 50 searches a month on Google, and I was going with Bing. Most people would think like that's a waste of time. Why would you ever do that? You're probably only getting 10 searches a month. Those are 10 subscribers a month though, because those are, like I said, it's a 100% match to what I was offering. Every single one of those people are going to opt in. They're going to. It's what they literally what they typed in the search engine looking for. How did you monetize the paleo list? ClickBank? Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Trying to think just to make sure. Yeah, every single one of every offer that I did from that was ClickBank. The thank you page, the download page, my follow up emails, they were all ClickBank offers on that one. Next question, Lee from Lee: are those stats from one Bing campaign with one lead magnet? Yes. Yeah. So everything you saw, you literally saw everything from that entire thing, Lee. Like nothing left out. All the well, from a few years ago, so I don't have like up to date stuff, but it was I gave you everything that I know and had and remember or had still on file. Um, but yes, the results stats that was just from that one specific food list funnel. That's it. That's why I said I couldn't track anything outside of them from like the broadcast because I know I made a lot more money from broadcast. But I did have other funnels in that business. Let's see if I can pull one up real quick to show you. Like I was saying, you could do a couple different lead-ins, lead magnets, and then the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 email autoresponder sequence that's congruent with whatever they opted in for. I did that with a couple different things. Maybe it's PHP. Yeah, I did. I'll just show you this, but here's one I did. This is not the squeeze page, but it's the lead magnet. I just went. All I did was go around to just like did Google search and tried to find links to like blog posts that had like 150 paleo dessert recipes, 200 ground beef dessert 200 ground beef recipes and side dishes. And so this is all this PDF is like 3 or 4 pages, and it's just hyperlinks linking to those blog posts. That's what I gave them for the lead magnet. None of it is mine, but it's still valuable. I went out and I did the work and put it into a nice, neat place for them to go and search. And it had a bunch of links. So if they, maybe they're looking for like paleo diet chicken recipes or chicken dinner recipes or lunch recipes or egg breakfast recipes, it was an organized thing for them to go to. This is a great question. Sorry, I feel bad every time. I know you've like been a huge subscriber and customer of mine for so long, but sorry if I mess up your name. YK is how I would pronounce it. Question: Goer Chowdhury deleted 50,000 health subscribers. What mistakes were made? Such a great question. So like I'm a huge fan of Goer. I love him. Don't know him personally. I wish I actually had tickets to go to his event in Toronto a few years ago, and I wasn't actually able to make it. But wish I could have met him and spent some time with him. But he, great dude that shares a lot of stuff. Him and me are very similar in the fact that we are pretty transparent about what we do online and share what we do. A lot of people don't do that. They feel like they're like, giving the farm up if they let somebody know what niche they're in or something. So him and me are a lot alike in that sense. He has a supplement business. So he was building, what he was trying to do was build an email list and a health niche to push people into the supplements, because he was getting a lot of, like, he was just getting accounts shut down left and right, from everywhere. I think he had Facebook and Twitter and Google accounts shut down, maybe even another one, because he was trying to promote his health supplements. So he was trying to build a list first, which is another benefit of building a newsletter list is, and I didn't even mention that, I should have, but once you have people on your email list, like you can do whatever you want. You're up. It's up to you. You own it. There's no policies. Of course, like the ESPs, the autoresponder services like Aweber or ActiveCampaign, they're going to give you some flack if you do something they don't want you to do. But you can pick up and go anywhere you want, anytime. It's your list. So that was his main reason, is to put people on the list. Then he can do whatever he wanted with them. Problem was, he put a lot of people onto his email list from a lot of, again, going back to what I talked about, they were interested in a lot of stuff it was just health related stuff, not necessarily had anything to do with his supplements. So he would send an email to 80,000, 100,000, whatever he had, and get like a 5 or 4 or 5% open rate. You know, that hurts your deliverability. Like I was saying here, if I send an email to these 112,000 people and got an open rate of 4 or 5%, Aweber, which is who we use, the next time is going to be like, I'm going to throttle this down a little bit, and I'm just going to not deliver it to everybody this time. You just can't. You have to send stuff to people that they are interested in for a lot of reasons. There's just so many different reasons. So I just did this myself in 2 of my own email businesses. What I do is I go in, and if I go into Aweber, and if somebody hasn't opened any of my emails in the last 6 months, deleted, gone. If they're not going to open my email, and I'm emailing them once a day, usually, in those 2 businesses for sure, they haven't opened my email, I'm emailing them daily for the last 6 months, chances are they're never going to open my email, and they're just hurting my metrics. It's making me look bad. My deliverability is going down to the people that I want to open my email and who want to open my email. So I don't know this for a fact, to answer your question, why he deleted them, but 99% sure that's why I did. They just weren't aligned with or congruent or interested in the topic or the product he was selling. So the other thing with that, when he says he deleted them, if he said he deleted them, like I just did, he first downloaded that list of 50,000 people. So he still has it. He just deleted them from the list in the software. He owns that list of 50,000 people. They're still worth something. They opted in for a reason. You know, so take that list of 50,000, re-upload them, and then send them like a reactivation email and say, hey, you know, of these 4 things, what interests you the most? And list 4 things for them to click on: weight loss, whatever it is. And if they click that, tag them, put them on a list that says they're interested in this, only send them info about that. Next question: what is your opinion of sending subscribers from opt-in straight to sales page, no lead magnet? Oh yeah, I've done that many times. So I didn't talk about that in here. What I call it is a gated sales page. So if I'm an affiliate and I'm promoting like a ClickBank product, I'll take the headline from that ClickBank product and I'll put it on my squeeze page, and then I'll put a opt-in box and say, click here to watch the free video presentation. They enter their email, click, and they go straight to the presentation. The only downside to that is they could enter like a fake email. Not much you can do about that, but I have done it and it's worked many different times actually, when I was first getting started, because it's one of the least expensive way. Well, not even expensive. It's just an easy way to promote a product. The other problem with that though is like they don't know who you are at that point. If you just have them opt in for something and send them to an affiliate page, you're sending them to someone else's site and it's got their name and all their stuff on it. Then when they get your email, they're like, who's this person? Just one of the downsides. So next question, maybe this was before my FAQs, but you mentioned secret source of traffic, which is it? So that was the dark web email traffic source that I described in the FAQ section. So maybe if you didn't see that, you know, I'll probably like this last slide over. I'll just leave that there for a second. I'm covering that 100%. It's actually a whole entire like section in the training. So we haven't done this yet. This is what you get newsletter secrets, redirects to this. Cameron, thanks for signing up 15 minutes ago. So that's what this is right here. And a whole entire training on it. You know, it's really, to be honest, one of the, you know, what I consider to be the cream of the crop when it comes to getting email subscribers. I can't recommend that traffic source enough. I can't say that much about it without jeopardizing, you know, really myself, but more so the people that I'm helping, because they're the ones that are going to benefit the most from this. I've already been using this for many years. Okay. All right. Yeah, still got a bunch of questions. Let's see. Question about the course. In your course, can I still see 90 funnels without ClickFunnels? Absolutely. So, well, I say absolutely, but maybe not. So what I'll do, that's a good question, but it's also a very good point. I should, what I'll do, it won't be 90. So what I said 90, like I have more than 90 funnels in ClickFunnels. I don't have 100, but it's more than 90. Many of them are email funnels, so I'll be sharing every single funnel that I feel is best fit for the Newsletter Secrets course or masterclass, sorry. And I'll take a screenshot of the squeeze page, basically. And then what you can do, if you don't want to purchase ClickFunnels, I totally understand. But you want to kind of like spy on the funnel, you know, you can just contact me and actually, no, what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot and then I'll link to it. You can just click the link and you can go look at it. That way you will be able to see everything that is shared, even if you don't have ClickFunnels. Next question from James. Hey, James, what's going on? Dustin, for these simple 3-page sites, are they mainly HTML sites? So like James, the paleo site was 100% HTML. But like I said, I mostly use ClickFunnels anymore because it makes my life easier and I'm lazy and I don't have to mess with HTML. I love like digging into code and like making stuff work with code, but it's just honestly a waste of my time. I know I shouldn't be doing it. So I've duplicated or replicated a lot of them in ClickFunnels. So most of everything that I do is ClickFunnels, but you can certainly replicate it however you want in HTML, PHP, anything else. Next question. Have you made consistent income from the dark web subscribers you have built lists from? Yeah, 1,000,000%. Like I said, I absolutely cannot find a better traffic source than that. Can't. Not for email, newsletter, subscribers. You can't find a better traffic source than that. And you cannot. That's the thing about it. Like I said before, about the only thing I can tell you, the traffic source itself is not on the legit dark net, dark web. You don't need a proxy server, special software, anything like that. Anytime that I refer to it, I put it in quotes because it is a dark web traffic source, meaning what dark web means that it's not indexed in any of the search engines. You cannot find this stuff anywhere. You can't put your ads in front of these people on any ad platform. Can't. That to me it's a dark web traffic source. Matt West, next question. How do you spy on other successful newsletter businesses? So, Matt, that's a good question, and I should have shown that. That's a great question, actually. I should probably like remember the URL here. Rob, thanks for signing up 4 minutes ago. So this, uh, right here, bonus number 2 is the email list building funnel swipe file. Probably like by far, actually, the most valuable resource in this entire newsletter secrets masterclass is going to be that swipe file funnel, the funnel, sorry, email funnel swipe file. I needed like a better name for that. Anyway, since like 2000 and, you know what, it's better to just show you. My words are just not working very well right now. My voice is going, there we go. So let me move this over a little bit. I don't even know when I started this. If you'd rather not go through my training, go through what I'm about to tell you, I highly recommend you do this if you want to get into this business. I've learned so much from doing this without spending a dime. It was 2000. It was actually probably 2016. I first got connected with Justin Brooke, and he did a lot of work with Agora Publishing, was a major newsletter company, and I realized that they didn't do a lot of email stuff. So I reached out to him like, dude, what is the deal with Agora? They don't send like a lot, like you can't just sign up for a newsletter or an email list or something for free. And he's like, yeah, they just go after buyers. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting, but whatever. So I bought a couple of the newsletters because I wanted to, look at their funnels and stuff. So then I realized once you buy with newsletters, like $50, they start sending you emails, and their emails are really freaking good. Like they're good emails, and most of them are promoting other products. They're not even their own products. A lot of them are products inside of the Agora umbrella. The Agora's got tons and tons of different companies inside of them, so they promote each other's stuff. I learned so much from that. Like, I'm sure I could find one here in just like 2 seconds. That's an Agora one. So this is an Agora newsletter. I basically got the design and the ad structure, where to put the ads, all that from studying them. So the point of the story is I started in my Gmail account signing up to all these newsletters, but I only sign up to the newsletters that actually are like direct response newsletters, most of them. Sometimes my email gets added to other newsletters. I can't really help it, but and I created a filter in Gmail and labeled them all as newsletters, and they get sent daily. You can see, like today, the last one was 7/12. This is just all today. It's just 100, 200 a day, almost 90,000 I have now. The other thing that happens at the same time is I have this Cloud HQ installed. It's like a $15 a month plugin or something for Chrome. I don't know how it works, but what they do is every email that comes in that's labeled as a newsletter, I don't see any of these, by the way. They bypass my inbox. They go into the newsletter label. Cloud HQ saves the entire email as a PDF into a folder in my Dropbox account. So I have a Dropbox folder right now that has over 88,000 PDFs labeled email newsletter swipe file that you're getting access to if you enroll in this training. So to answer your question, Matt, that's how I spy on other successful newsletter businesses and or get really good ideas from them, because the way they do things is unique. But like this, what I was talking about, like you can't see these things. You can't. There is no like there's no spy tool for newsletters. That was kind of my goal, was to create my own like spy tool basically. But now that it's so big, like I'm able to, I can go back to year. I have 2 or 3 years now. And what's really cool in here is going into these and like seeing who's advertising. Which this one, look, I can find one real quick, I'm sure. Right here, the very first one. Occasionally we'll send sponsored content. So somebody paid a lot of money to have this email sent to their entire list of newsletter subscribers, which, by the way, is another way to make a ton of money with your email list without selling anything. You just advertise. You let other people advertise. But what I was saying is I can go back multiple years and see who the people are that are still running offers, because it means they're making money, and that means it worked, which is, you know, one of the main reasons of doing spying. So hopefully that answers your question, Matt. Dang it. Next question, James is asking, can you please re-enter the email address for subscribers who purchased the original Newsletter Academy? I'm not sure if you're still on here, James, but it's my personal Gmail address. I just put it in the chat there. I'll just say it for anybody that's on after this, it's Dustin, DUSTON .McGroarty, McGroarty @gmail.com. Just if you purchased Newsletter Academy version 1 and you didn't get my email yesterday for the discount link, please email me and let me know, and I'll send it to you. Next question, what's the difference between version 1 Newsletter Academy and this? So that's a good question. I was going to bring this up, and I'm like, it'd be better if I spelled it right. I wasn't sure if it would really add any value, but this is the original Newsletter Academy. So I'm not even logged in. Come on, man. So it's basically eight pieces of content. Choose a niche, become an expert. So it's all written stuff. Like it's not step by step. You know, like if you've been through any of my other like recent trainings, on my video trainings, I literally show you like every single mouse click, what to type, what to do, and every step of the way from beginning to end. That's what Newsletter Secrets is compared to version 1. So version 1, when I first released it, was $97, and it was 4 weeks, like 4 coaching sessions on video. Still wasn't step by step. But then what I wanted to do was make it into a like a content training. So I got rid of the videos, did it this way, and charged only like $47 So I couldn't spend like so much time doing it. That's why like I said, like this, what you're looking at on the screen, like this entire membership site is maybe 5% of what will be in the new one. The new one is literally step by step, beginning to end, everything on video. I want to make it content like this too, because I know people. I'm one of those people. Like if I go back and do a course, I don't want to have to like fast forward through a video to find a specific part. I want to be able to scroll and just see it. I plan to get it to where it's video step by step, text step by step, but it may not be right away. It'll be video first. Next question, does the free email business you gave us have the keywords you target at Bing to drive traffic? No, Christian, this is a different, the one I gave you is a different one. It's not the paleo one, but it's in the weight loss niche. So it's, just go to Uber Suggest. It's, super simple to find keywords to use. So like lose belly fat is one of my favorite ones to target. This is a free tool too. You can see down here, these are the most popular ones. So exercises to lose belly fat, that's a great one. Lose belly fat workout, how lose belly fat in a week. As long as they're all about a certain thing, like it's a great keyword to target. Next question. What is the best way to have your lead magnet made? That's a good question, Justin. So I have had a couple done myself. I've had a couple outsourced, but really what I outsourced was somebody writing it. It wasn't necessarily like I didn't just say like, hey, make me this thing, and they delivered like the finished PDF cover and everything. I usually have to do something myself. I do like for the graphic side of things, I always use Canva because it's just easy and you can do a lot of it free for the most part. They just have so many different templates for all kinds of things. You just click it and you can just literally point and click, type, be done, and export it. If you're looking for content to be like written for you, Text Broker is one I recommend. It's one I was talking about where I think I paid maybe 20, 30 bucks at the very most for like a 2,000 word report to be written for me. I just literally copied what they wrote, pasted it into a Google Doc, and then went over to Canva and created just a quick cover for it to use. And the paleo one was a PLR product, and I just took the document they gave me. It didn't have a cover. I went and just that one actually, I think I had like somebody on Fiverr do. Like it was $5 or $10 for them to create that cover for me. So that's kind of how I create a lot of my lead magnets. Julio, sorry, man. Julio, sorry. I know you're like one of my longtime customers too. Question is, are you still planning on offering discount for Newsletter Academy version 1? Yes, sir. So I sent an email yesterday to everybody that I had on my list. It's possible you got off the list somehow, or maybe didn't get on it to begin with. Please shoot me an email. It's in the chat box, my email address, or it's dustin.mcbrody@gmail.com, and I will hook you up with that link to get you that discount from version 1. The version 1, if you were a version 1 customer, it's possible you already paid me $97. So you're getting, on top of the $100 discount today, you're getting more money taken off of that. So you want to definitely get that. That link is good for a week. So there's no rush on that. You got a week. Anybody that's still on here right now, you've got literally until the end of today, till midnight tonight Eastern time, to take $100 out of my pocket. Next question from John. Does a double opt-in change the 3-page sequence you had for the paleo food list? That's a good question. First thing, I don't recommend a double opt-in, which is maybe not what you expected, but I just don't. You'll lose money. I can and will explain it further in the course because it's important, but know that I'm telling you that from many, many years of experience. You will lose money if you do double opt-in. It doesn't really change. It doesn't change the 3-page sequence because what's the goal? The goal, right, is to get them to go to their email and check their email and open your email and click. You want them to open that confirmation email and click to confirm to be on your list. So if you absolutely have to do double opt-in, sometimes you don't have a choice. If it's a brand new like Aweber account, they'll make you do double opt-in sometimes, or I don't know. In other cases, you have to, whatever. You have an option to customize that confirmation message. So say the subject line say, Confirm your subscription to get your X, whatever it was that you're giving away. That way they know, like, okay, if I want this thing, I got to click this link to confirm. That's the only way that it would. That's the only difference. It doesn't really change the flow of the 3-page sequence. You still squeeze page, thank you page, download page, but they just won't ever end up on the download page unless they confirm their opt-in. Next question, why would you go after a niche where each subscriber is worth $1 when you could go after another niche where each subscriber is worth $5? Good question. Biggest thing is, can you add value in a niche that is worth $5 a subscriber a month? That's it. Not saying that you have to be an expert to make more than $5 per subscriber. Most of the niches that are in that range, though, you've got to be selling a product that is over $100, if not over $200 to $300. So the choice isn't, do I go after a niche that's $1 per subscriber or $5? It's what niche is going to interest me the most to allow me to stick with it and make money. Because of what I showed you, the gardening niche, like we make less than $1 a month, yet we still make hundreds of thousands a year from that niche. It's almost like, it's just one of these things. Like if you go for $1 a month, you can get more for a cheaper price and you're just making less per subscriber. If you go after $5 a month per subscriber, you're going to pay more for them per click, first of all. So it doesn't really equal out until you're looking a year from now. When you look a year from now and you've already paid for all of those subscribers and you are starting fresh with a list of, let's say, 100,000, then it makes a huge difference. But you got to be able to get there. So what's going to get you from where you're at now, and maybe you know nothing, you don't have any experience, you got to pick a niche, to a year from now where you've got a huge list and you want to be making a bunch of money. Not everybody can pick the $5 per subscriber niche. So I'll talk more about that in the course about, choosing niches. And really what I wanted to do was kind of have like a survey almost, where it's almost like a dummy based survey where you just answer questions like, do you have an email list? Have you made any money online? Do you have any experience in any of these 5 categories? How much money do you make a year at your job? And by the end of it, it will spit out like, cool, here are the things that I recommend you do to build an email newsletter business to make this much money by the end of this year. That's my goal for this. It's going to take some time for me to get to that point and be able to create something like that. But initially what I'm going to do is put it into a video that you can literally like do a test for yourself. Like if you can say yes to this, then answer this next question. If your answer is no here, then go down to this question. So it's kind of like a flow chart almost. Because that's what I found for myself is when I'm picking a niche is like, I want to be here, but in order to be here, I have to be able to do this. And for me to be able to do this, I first have to have this. So I didn't say any of that here because it complicates it too much. It really doesn't need to be that complicated. You can pick just about any niche. Like I said, with bass fishing, go on a ClickBank. Like you can't, there's no way you can promote a bunch of ClickBank products in the bass fishing niche and make a ton of money. There just aren't any. You can go to Bass Pro Shop though and take money right out of their pocket by telling them you have a list of 10,000 bass fishermen on an email list. They will pay you money immediately. Next question, can you sell an email list to another business? So it's a gray area. The answer is yes, absolutely. You can. The truth is you've got to be transparent with the people you have on that list. You shouldn't just give the list to somebody and say, here, now it's yours, because those people didn't necessarily give you their, they didn't say they wanted to be receiving email from this company. They said they wanted to receive email from you. And AWeber and the good companies out there that manage lists will prevent you from doing anything like that for what the reasons I just said. It's just like an ethical type thing. Oh, good. YK said I pronounced his name perfect. I'm glad. That's how I've been saying it in my mind for years, but I'm glad I did an okay job. Let's see. Next question. You sent an email a few days ago about what's holding you back. I started my career in email marketing, and I know it is the best model for me as well. Question is, how do you keep your audience engaged and continuing to open your emails without having to create trainings and all the other stuff I've heard from the gurus? So Brian, send me an email about your the last question you had, because that they shouldn't do that. I'm not going to say anything on here because I don't want to sling names around. But to answer the question that I said, how to keep the audience engaged, you have to send them emails about the info that they requested. That's it. Like it's not hard. I feel like I say it over and over, but I understand what people think. Like you see the paleo diet thing, and I said like I had 30 emails, but the truth is I just copied them all from a thing I bought. Like I bought the rights to use these articles and I copied and pasted them. They just all happened to be about the paleo diet. You just have to send people stuff that they're interested in. That's what they asked for. Next question. So based on what you've said, you're not worried about emailing too much. So Charles, this is a good question. I'm always worried about emailing too much. Unless that I know that I have my subscribers' best interest in mind. So in all of my niches, I never email more than once a day, unless I'm doing like a product launch and it's like, you have 12 hours left, 8 hours left, like that type of thing. On a normal basis, it's one a day, and that alone is good. In almost any niche, it's good. Like one of the things you got to think about the people who opt in to becoming a subscriber and who that person is. They are a consumer of information. They may not seem like, when you say you're not worried about emailing too much, you're talking about the people who say they get ticked off because you get so many emails from people. Those aren't people who consume information. As marketers, we're used to it. Like that's how we learn everything. We just love getting emails and information. In other niches, what I found is once a day is fine. In our gardening niche, we do like twice a week. And that's just because the product we're selling isn't really related at all to why people get on the list. We sell like a business opportunity about growing plants in their backyard to sell, like starting their own backyard nursery. It has nothing to do with why they got on the list. That's the reason we only email twice a week. But it's always about stuff that they're interested in. We don't just send emails about our product. It's about something why they got on the list. Next question is, being okay with squeeze pages selling a ClickBank BSL as a lead magnet? Aren't those headlines a bit too aggressive? No, man. Like, I still have Bing campaigns running right now that I'm direct linking to a ClickBank BSL. Bing doesn't care. Here's what Bing cares about. What Bing cares about is that your ad is congruent with what the person sees on the page they land on. That's it. Next question. What is the dark web traffic source cost per click? Like any network, man, it varies. It's going to vary based on niche. It's going to vary based on who you're targeting, who that person is, what actions they've taken in the past. So like, man, there's really no like way to say it. It's all over the board. Like how much is a how much does it cost per click on Facebook? I've gotten 5 cents. I've gotten like $5. So it's the same. It's the same exact thing. But the way that I said it earlier is the truth. It's based on who you are looking for, what actions they've taken in the past, how much data about that person, and that's basically it. Is the dark web traffic source live intent on volume? No. Nope. Next question. The dark web traffic source, do you show how to get cheap subscribers? So what I'm going to show you in any case is the minimum effective way to do something. I'm trying to just say like the 4-hour body thing, like minimum viable product type of thing. Like what I can do the least amount of work for the least cost to get the biggest result. That's what I'm going to show you in anything that I do, because that's who I am. Cheap, using the word cheap, like I know you put it in quotes, Julian, so I understand that. I'm not saying you meant it in this way. Cheap, when you pay for cheap traffic, you get cheap clicks, you get cheap visitors, people that are cheap. Like it's cheap for a reason. Just like any other marketplace in the world, you pay for what you get. So, but like I said, that's my job, is to do everything in my power to get you the most for the least amount of money and the least amount of work. So that's what I do. That's probably what you were asking based on how you worded it and put quotes around the word cheap. Question from Rich: is the cost of the dark web traffic comparable to what you would pay on Bing? No. So to be honest, the Bing is going to be, well, I say no, honest, but it depends on the niche, I guess. When I said no right out of the gate, I was thinking about a certain niche, but other niches, it would be cheaper. So it's going to be comparable. Like, actually, if you're looking at it from a broad spectrum of niches, it will be very comparable to Bing. Like a lot of people think that Facebook is expensive. Who's buying clicks on Facebook? Like, I'm getting subscribers on Facebook for below 50 cents a subscriber, not a click. So the gurus are filling your mind full of nonsense that, like, seriously, you need to look at who is giving you information and really vet who that person is and what they're doing, and not take everything that somebody says as the truth. Is the dark web traffic source free or paid? It's paid traffic. Next question: how soon should I start building a blog to get more subscribers? So here's my recommendation for building a blog. Don't do it. Like, not to be like an ass or anything. What I recommend is, blog is a secondary thing. Your goal should be to build the email list as fast as you possibly can. Every day, your goal is to do something that's going to put somebody onto the email list as fast as possible. Building your own blog is not as fast as possible. Instead, the content that you need to put people onto your list as fast as possible needs to be put elsewhere. If you're not willing to pay for traffic, that content needs to go elsewhere. If you're willing to pay for traffic and you have content that you use in your emails, that is unique content. So either content that you have created or content you've paid someone to create, that content can then be added to a blog as a secondary strategy, only after it's been sent to your subscribers. That's what my dad did with the gardening newsletter. Is he first put people onto the email list. And the newsletter was a legit newsletter. Like, all the content was sent inside of the email. He then took that content and put it onto a website and also into a book. So he created a book out of it too. So I recommend doing that. with your content, and don't worry about a blog as far as free traffic generation. That should be like a secondary thought. Next question: when will the full masterclass be released? So I did actually mean to say it on here, but I didn't put it on there. This isn't like a weekly, it's not a once a week thing. This is, I'm going to start recording these lessons, video lessons, and just adding them as soon as they are done. So like, I don't have a schedule of like the finished date, but it shouldn't be more than a month. I'm hoping that it's less than that. So next question: do you always collect both names and emails on the squeeze page? I've always been under the impression that you get better opt-in results with collecting only emails. From your experience, would you say you get better overall sales if you collect names too? Yes. Yep. So exactly what you said, Christian. I did the whole like remove the first name from the opt-in form. It does increase the opt-in rate, but it doesn't help your conversion rate in the email. So having the person's first name, like a real first name, and using that in the emails, even though people know that this is like an automated thing, like seeing your own name is it's an unconscious thing your brain can't help but pay attention to, and it feels personal to you, even though you know logically that it's being sent by a robot. Conversion rates, click rates, open rates are still better using the first name, getting the first name. That's why I do it. Next question: are these newsletters easy to view on smartphones and tablets? So I assume you're talking about the like the newsletter I gave away, James. I don't know, but the free ones I gave away, those are mobile responsive, and really anything, if you're using like Aweber, that's automatically mobile responsive. Next question from Lee is a good question. Is teaching how to make money online your most profitable source of income? Absolutely not. So I've said this in a number of different places. I don't make the majority of my money teaching people how to make money. I don't. It's not. It honestly is not what I like doing. I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now, like teaching this and sharing it. This is free. Like what I'm doing is free. Of course, I'm promoting a training, but what I'm really passionate about is helping people. So like we have, a couple of neighbors across the street. They want to know how to like start like a little bit of a side gig, and I just love like talking to them about it. It's what I'm passionate about, only because it's stuff that I do every day. So like what I get up and do every day is not what I get up and do every day is what I teach to people. It's not the other way around. Like I don't teach people how to make money, even though I haven't made money. So, I know it's a huge question for a lot of people. And what I just said, like you need to vet who you're getting your information from, because it's very important. And you need to know that they're not just like filling your head full of crap that's just not true. So I do appreciate that question. Next question: is buy sell ads a good place to buy ads to build subscribers? So buy sell ads is more so like a banner ad place. They do have a couple options for like Twitter and some newsletter stuff, but display ads can be kind of difficult if you if you don't get it. First of all, excuse me. Display ads is a place to scale a profitable funnel. That's plain and simple. That is my answer. So if you don't have a profitable funnel, whether it's your products you're selling, an email funnel with affiliate products, whatever, if you don't have that first, then you shouldn't be on display ads. Once you do, then when you scale to display ads, it's a whole different animal. That there's just a lot of other variables in play. So like I just don't have the time or space to cover every single thing. Like a straight answer to your question, is it a good place to buy ads for subscribers? I would say no, to be honest. It's not. There's a better place or way to spend your money. Next question: are you offering a split payment for masterclass? No, I'm not for this one. Next question: are you starting on this business with a? What are your thoughts on starting this business with a partner? Sorry. I guess I can't. I don't really know your situation, Justin, but I'm not against it by any means. I've had partners, and obviously me and my dad for more than 10 years now. It's been great for me because he knew everything and taught me, and I did all the work for the internet side of things. So that was good. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Like you don't need help with this. You can be a very systematic business and almost entirely automated. But like you can definitely do it with somebody else if that's what you're asking. All right, this is the last question, guys. So I don't know how many people are still on here, but if you have any more questions, please put them in the Q&A box. Kind of a last call for questions. Last question: define tag for broadcast. So without getting like incredibly technical, I guess, let me see how I could explain this. So Daniel, imagine people going through, somebody opts in, they get the paleo diet food list, and then they're automatically sent those 30 emails, one email a day for 30 days. That's all automatically done by, I use Aweber. Let's say on day 30, the last email goes out. And then inside of Aweber, they're automatically it automatically says finished with the autoresponder sequence. And then I have like a piece of automation set up in Aweber that says once they have finished with that 30-day sequence, Aweber, please tag them. Please, it's tag is a term that they use in Aweber, or it's a lot of other, ActiveCampaign uses it too. You're labeling them as somebody who is ready to receive a manual email from you. So every day I go in and I send manual emails to people that are like timely things, things that have happened recently, or if it's a niche that's seasonal, then you can do very timely stuff. If not, then you're just sending people, like after the 30 days, you want to still email them. But you don't want to send people who just got added to that 30-day sequence. You don't want to send them 2 emails a day. So you let the sequence send them the email once a day. And then at the end, you automatically add a tag to them. You're labeling them as somebody who is ready to send a manual email to. So when I go in Aweber and I queue up an email in the niches that I go in every day, I only send it to the people that have that tag, that label that says ready for broadcast. So I'm not manually sending an email to the people who are inside that sequence. Next question: in the masterclass, are you recommending can't miss niches, like niches we should go in and be ROI positive with 30-day sequences? So like I'm definitely recommending niches, I guess, if that's what you're asking. And those are what I'm recommending are based on experiences that I've had and or people that I know have had. I guess I don't want to say it can't miss niches, because you can do a lot to screw stuff up inside that 30-day sequence. A better way to say it is going through the Newsletter Secrets Masterclass and following it 100% to a T is a can't miss way to build an email newsletter business that will be profitable for you for years to come. That's probably the best way I can explain it. Because the niche itself, like honestly, that's one of the huge myths, and I don't even think I had it on that list, is I don't know what niche to pick to see success. Like, success doesn't come from the niche. Success comes from the strategy you use to to engage that niche and to get them on your list and to deliver value to them. So it's more so the strategy than it is the niche itself. Next question: do you prefer Aweber over ActiveCampaign? Short answer: yes, but that's only because I've used it for so long, since like 2011 or 12 myself. My dad's used it for like since like 2005. I like ActiveCampaign for other reasons. So more like technical automated stuff that you really don't need for this business. So Aweber is gonna be my recommendation for this. I don't really like it. I like it. So like I said, the answer is yes for this business. I don't really like it more comparatively speaking. They're just kind of different things. ActiveCampaign has way more CRM type features than Aweber probably will ever have. So it's just used for different stuff. Next question: what is the best opt-in rate you've ever received in the lose belly fat niche, and what is a good opt-in rate to shoot for when collecting both names and emails in the lose belly fat weight loss niche from Bing ads? So if Christian, if you go through this newsletter secrets masterclass, you're going to understand that this question is like apples and oranges, because there's more to it than just niche and squeeze page, or niche, traffic source, squeeze page, email versus email and first name. There's just a lot more to it than that. But I guess to answer your question, and lose belly fat, best opt-in rate. You didn't really ask what, I mean, I'll just assume you're talking about Bing. So 47% was the best opt-in rate from Bing in lose belly fat. That was just email address. The name and email. So typically adding first name usually drops it down between 5 and 10%. So, you should be around 30, 35, maybe 40%. Again, though, there's just a lot more to it. Your Bing campaign has to be set up correctly, ad groups, keywords, targeting, all that stuff. Next question: in your 30-day sequences, do you recommend promoting the same product, or do you promote several different products within those 30 days? Good question. I usually always promote more, like way more than just one, because if you're just like shoving the same thing down their throat for 30 days, not going to work. They're just going to get sick of it and just start not opening your emails. But again, the email itself is what's important. And you got to think about what's going to get them to open the email first. What is it that they really want? And then once they open it, what can you offer them that's going to be supportive to whatever you gave them in that email? That's kind of how like, if you go back and look at this replay, the article, and look at the ads that I used and where I put them in specific places in that article email, because they were congruent with the content that was right there. All right, guys, this is the last question I have right now. Probably just going to end it after this, because it's been like over 3 hours here. So I have a list that I haven't emailed in several years. Any way to revive it? Yes and no. So you will never get 100% of it back after that long without emailing it, but there are ways to revive it and at least get some of it back. I'm not sure that I will really cover that, and I don't think it's going to be covered actually in Newsletter Secrets. So if you want, Justin, if you want to just email me, if you want, I will be able to get you a better kind of a couple 4 or 5 step, process that I would use to try and get as many people pulled off of that list and put onto like an engaged list. Cool. All right, guys, that is all the questions I have. Thank you guys so much for being on here. Still like a ton of people on here, guys. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Um, any other questions that I didn't get to, maybe you sent over, but right before I ended this, please email them to me. I'm available in email all the time. Um, if not, then I hope you have a good night, good weekend, and I will catch you later.